What's good, guys? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? All right. Happy Monday, guys. Welcome back. Another week, another market. Asia was moving pretty good last night. Hopefully that volume definitely transfer overs. It transfers to the New York session. So we can get some quick trades to start the Monday pretty quick and pretty green. All right, guys. But once again, for everyone tuning in, guys, hopefully you guys had an amazing weekend and welcome back to the markets, bro. So yeah, off the rip, we are literally. Oh wait, I'm not even screen sharing. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold up. Let me lock in real quick. There you go. Anyways, guys, welcome. Coming into market open, guys. We are absolutely dumping. We are approaching a 5-minute bullish value gap, which I am not gonna inverse for obvious reasons. Too many levels of liquidities. Price targets suck. Market just opened. Obviously, is not worth taking. All right, guys. But depending on the reaction from this fair value gap, in which we are taking out so many lows to the downside this morning. So far already, what, three lows we already took out? We took out this internal here. Let me just mark it out real quick. There you go. We took another one here. There you go. And then we're obviously taking out the one here at 116. All right. So the question is how does the market want to move? All right, looking at the 5-minute time frame, we have some gaps, we have some levels taken out, we're bouncing off the 5-minute. What do we want to do off market open? Is it going to be clean? Is it going to be worth trading? That is the real question today, guys, so we can get some good setups. All right, guys. Now, in the meantime, let me just quickly put out that I am live on YouTube. YouTube, what is up, guys? Good morning, guys. Good morning. Let me just quickly put it out here real quick. There you go. Are we still holding the 5-minute? We are. Okay. Because if anything, okay, yeah, because PT1 being the New York high, we could just target this high up here, which I was gonna say we technically have a DOL sweep, but we don't. Here, let me close my door. Yeah, guys. Anyways, hopefully, like I said, I'm a little bit excited for this week, guys. Not only do we have Nvidia earnings, but I don't know. Okay, I don't know if you guys are like chronically online, like a lot, but I've been seeing a lot of traders saying that they want to start trading Asia. I don't know what this Asia hype is all about. Maybe people are finally getting sick and tired of the New York session being shit every single day of the week. Why has it been like that lately? I don't know. I really wish I could tell you guys. But hold on, let me check something here. I put it in my announcements. Crap. It'll be fine. Yeah, I'll be fine. It'll be whatever. But yeah, so lately a bunch of traders have been moving over to trading Asia instead of the New York session. And honestly, I don't even blame them, bro. Yeah, Asia has been moving quite pretty good lately. So honestly, I might join into that hype, bro, because you guys know, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Look, I don't like trading Asia because it's super slow most of the time and it's like it moves whatever. But bro, the trades lately during Asia have been actually amazing. So look, bro, if the New York session wants to keep acting you up, bro, then I'm becoming an Asia trader too, bro. But yeah. Anyways, guys, so coming to market open, we're still surprisingly in the first 5-minute candle here. But obviously you guys can see that we are absolutely dumping down into every single level of liquidity to a downside. We've already taken out 4. Obviously it being this one, which I'm not. This should be an internal here. We have an internal. This should be in Asia. I don't have them marked out. You guys get the point. These are our levels of liquidities, right? We're dumping, right? So yeah, we have a level of liquidity here, one here, and then we just took out the most recent one at 103. Is the one at 103 pretty strong? It is very far away. 103. What are we working with here at 103? Okay, it doesn't really look all that strong. Maybe on the higher time frame it looks a little bit better because that's a 5-minute. Yeah, I mean, it's there. It's a level. It's a level. Now we don't have to worry about a level not being strong in this case because once again, if you guys look at the market right now, we've taken out already 4 levels of liquidities, maybe even going on to 5. All right, so obviously, even if a level of liquidity is not strong, the more levels that we take out in one direction, the higher the chance in the market possibly reversing because the more objectives are being taken out and the more objectives that are taken out, the less there are to target. And there's less to target, then obviously that direction is not going to be as interested in making the markets dump even more. All right, guys. So we need to see what we do here. Do we want to go lower into the 74s? Do we want to sweep the 103s? Do we want to inverse the 5-minute bearish rally gap that we're making right now? What do we want to do? That's the main question today. All right, guys. And thankfully, thank you, markets, right? I was going to tell you guys coming to market open, hey, I'm not going to lie to you guys. If we dump, I don't think I'm going to have a setup to the downside, which, we kind of don't. at all. Right? So it's a good thing that we're actually creating a setup here, whether it's going to be a retracement model or an inverse model or whatever model it wants to be. We could definitely use this fair value gap here to obviously get some sort of an idea to find our setup. All right, guys. So yeah, but for now, it kind of looks like buyers are trying to step in from 103, which could be a really good sign, because if we do end up doing that, which actually, let me delete this. If we do end up doing that, obviously we can get a nice DOL sweep into a nice inverse and then target this up here for about 50 points at 243. Right, that'll be a pretty nice price target if we can get some sort of a nice early sweep. Maybe we get a good morning, early morning, make some money. We go enjoy the days. We go from there. All right, now I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Coming into the New York Open, the volume looks a little bit crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you guys look at the first 5-minute candle, which usually is known to be one of the most volatile candles, so maybe this is just temporary. But looking at this candle, we dumped 160 points, which is crazy, right? So if we do end up getting a trade pretty early coming to market open today, maybe before 10 a.m., that trade's gonna be pretty hectic. All right, guys, it could be a good thing, or it could be a bad thing. All right. But what we need is for the trade to play out. All right, so right now, like I said, what we're waiting to see is if we can sweep 103, because if we can definitely work with an inverse model from this 5-minute bearish value gap that we are creating right now. All right, guys, so we can just mark this out as the 5-minute bearish FEG. And obviously, if we're able to hold above, if price holds above this DOL, obviously that equals more of a bullish bias, right? Obviously, we're still missing the MSS model, which I'm sure we can form as we approach that inverse of the fair value gap. If we want to inverse the fair value gap, right now, price is kind of like, we just opened, we don't know what we want to do yet. VWAP, you're completely right. Where is the VWAP? Are we bouncing from it right now? Oh my gosh. Okay, no, the VWAP is all the way up there. Okay, well, yeah, I don't think the VWAP is going to be too much of an issue unless the market takes a little bit of time to really get its direction. You know what I mean? Because that's obviously when the VWAP starts averaging down to the current price. Right now, it's pretty far away. So if anything, if we get a straight sweep in the next 3 minutes, an inverse off of sweep, we're able to shoot straight up into the VWAP, which would also be the price target at 243. Same thing, potato, right? Now, what is ES doing? ES actually is also holding bullish, not as bullish, but it is holding bullish because ES actually took out the what is this, the London low? No, it's just an internal. Okay, ES took out an internal low here, which is actually a really strong one, which we created at 830. Yep, the 830, the random 830 dump that, I don't know where it came from, but whatever that is, it dumped, right? So we took out this level of liquidity here also on ES, obviously on NQ. NQ is a little bit stronger to the downside, so it's taking out a little bit more levels of liquidities and all that good stuff. All right, in the meantime, hold on, let me open up my YouTube chat. YouTube, what's going on, guys? What's up? Anyways, okay. So yeah, once again, guys, we're trying to see if we can hold above 103. If we don't, it's completely fine. I'm sure we can create another setup or approach some sort of a setup to the downside, which I actually have some marked out. It's a little bit far away. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but I do have some fair value gaps that already exist marked out 200 points away. That's pretty far. But if you go on the 15-minute time frame, I have these marked. I don't remember marking these out. Maybe I marked them out like a few weeks ago or whatever. Maybe last week or whatever. But yeah, there are some fair value gaps here that we could use if the market wants to have like an ultra bearish day. We could definitely use these fair value gaps. Because right now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we are still low-key dumping quite a bit here. Which could be good. It could be bad. Maybe we don't get a setup today. Maybe we don't even approach one. Because here's the problem, guys. With this much volume in the markets and with us dumping down so much here, which obviously we just dumped down into the 74s, right? So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go ahead and not use this level of liquidity anymore, since it's no longer really that valid. Since we are using the most recent one, we can just use this one here. And depending on what we do off this drawn liquidity here, well, I'm not gonna say depending on what we do here. I'm not gonna lie, we don't really have too much of a setup to really take anyways. Because if we want a retracement model into lower, we will have to retrace easily over 100 points, right? Nah, about 70. But the thing is, if we get a 70-point pump, we're going to be bullish above 4 levels of liquidities, which we're not going to be looking for shorts. You know what I mean? The thing is, if we dump more here, if we dump more, I don't have a setup anywhere here. It's just wicks. If we get a sweep off of 74, that's not a big deal, to be honest. Because if the market volume is really, really aggressive today, we shouldn't have an issue really reversing all the way back up over 100 points. Yes, it sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. But is it really a lot in today's market? Every candle here is dumping over 100 points. Technically speaking, all we need is one really bullish candle, and we're back into a potential reversal setup. That's if we reverse, of course. But which is a big possibility. We haven't really tapped into any upside liquidity at all, and we've taken out over 5 levels of liquidities already, in the first 5 minutes, in the first 10 minutes of market open. right? So if we end up getting some sort of a reversal confirmation, we can definitely look for some inverse here. Now, obviously, since the bias is more bearish at the moment, sitting below 74, obviously we will probably want to trade lower since we are holding below the bias. The thing is, I don't have anything to work with here. So I want to see my best chance at getting a setup today, guys, would probably be a reversal setup, to be honest. Because yeah, looking at the markets right now, looking at every time frame here looks like the market wants lower. But the thing is, the market has already been taking out every single level of liquidity to the downside, which would have been our price targets. Yes, we have more lower, but like I said, guys, usually when the market is really, really aggressive and we take out a bunch of levels of liquidities, even though we might have more levels of liquidity to take out, the more levels of liquidity that we've already taken out in one direction, the less interest that direction is going to have going forward. Why? Because we're already taking out most objectives to the downside. Obviously, the market's not going to dump 29,000 points all the way to zero to take out every level of liquidity. That's not how it works, right? So in a more daily, I guess you could say, perspective, us taking out 5 levels of liquidities in 10 minutes is really, really good. It's a really good sign for a possible reversal. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Obviously, I'm not saying, guys, I'm going to try to snipe the bottom, and I'm not saying I'm going to go against the trend or anything. But what I'm saying is if we get some sort of a sweep from the 74s and the 103s, we can really expect some upside. And once again, looking at the volume coming to market open today, every single one of these candles, or at least the last 2 5-minute candles, have been over 100 points. So yes, although our entry point sits very far away, which about 110 points, 130 points, we can surprisingly get this in a few minutes. Like, we can reverse back up over 100 points in a few minutes with today's type of volume, right? Which is the part that I'm not worried about. Now, if we go lower, then yeah, we're going to be in trouble, because the thing is, we won't have any setups to the downside until we approach the 800s, which I'm not shorting the 800s. I mean, there's no way, right? I mean, every time I say, like, there's no way we go down here, we usually do. But the thing is, it just doesn't seem realistic to me, because the thing is, if the market opened up here at 237, how are we going to be shorting the market 350 points later? It just doesn't make that much sense to me. Now, if the setup looks really aggressive and we're not going any higher, sure. If the setup is there, we'll take it. But the thing is, we're going to have to wait a while. We need to wait for like another 160 point dump here in order for us to get a setup, which, it's possible. But even if we do get a setup, are the price targets even worth taking? I mean, 45 points. I mean, if we use our stop loss at this drawn liquidity, it's kind of the more or less a 1-to-1 around there. Like what 0.8, 0.9 around there, which is not too bad. But yeah, everything seems like it's dumping lower. Like I said, guys, so far I'm just observing the markets. Like I said, there's not much of a setup here unless we create a 5-minute fair value gap here. Sure, maybe we can get a retracement before we see 107. I mean 2907. But the thing is, we're right there too. So it's definitely one of those markets where we have to sit back and just wait to see if we can either get a reversal or we just continue going lower into our existing setup down here. Trump is increasing a 50-point tariff to Canada. That's why we're dumping. Market doesn't like tariffs. We know that for sure. Okay, wait, let me check something. Tariff, you say? When did he say that? Was this like right now? Let me check. Oh yeah, guys. Okay. I actually did not know why we were dumping a second ago, guys. But Trump, literally 1 minute ago, Trump, Canada will be treated like a state no longer, whatever that means. We don't need Canada and they need us. That's what Trump is saying literally 1 minute ago. So you are completely right. Yep, Trump threatens 50% tariffs on Canada. Trump says U.S. tariffs on Canadian cars, trucks, and auto parts and steel will rise 50% on January 1st, 2027. Trump accused Canada of an unfair trade practice and blamed its tariff for a 60 billion U.S. trade deficit. Okay, well, interesting. So yeah, so for those that don't know, the market is currently crashing down mainly because of tariffs, which we haven't seen the markets really react about tariffs in a long time. So yeah, Iran is completely collapsing. That's really old news, to be honest. But yeah, I guess the markets are dumping due to tariffs, guys. So I guess today is going to be more of a bearish day, unless, the typical Trump, he threatens Canada and 5 minutes later he says sorry and nothing's going to happen and the market just randomly pump back up. But as long as the markets stay pretty bearish, I mean, we could definitely look for some shorts. I know I said I probably wasn't really going to expect shorts down here at the 800s, but we're not so far away from it. So yeah. So if anything, I guess, I mean, in the meantime, I guess we can prepare more for shorts than for longs. I don't think the market is really going to reverse until Trump really calls off that tariff, which we all know he's probably going to. He's probably just threatening Canada to kind of just scare them, I guess. I don't know too much about that, to be honest, but it does seem like he's doing something. You know how I mean, obviously the market is dumping like crazy right now. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna delete all of these levels of liquidity since we're no longer gonna be using them. Now we can work off 2907, which, to be honest, if we're gonna be looking for shorts, we need to work off 931. Thing is, as much as shorts could work here, I don't know how comfortable I'm gonna feel with this because we haven't gotten a single green candle coming to market open. Obviously, the market is due for a pullback, at least some sort of a pullback, right? I just don't want the markets to just crash down due to the tariffs. We get the inverse of T2 for value gaps, and then we get the pullback. You know, very unlucky of us. I don't want that to happen because we all know, obviously, when the markets have these big dumps, pullbacks are needed. It's not even that we want pullbacks or it's, you know, like we want to see them. We need them. We need them. Pullbacks are healthy in the markets. Like, we need pullbacks. So right now, from what I'm seeing in the markets here, what we could do is looking at the 5-minute time frame. We created another 5-minute bearish rally gap, in which we can also reverse. You know, I mean, I don't think we can, but you never know, right? Maybe something happens in the markets where the market wants to get bought back up. But what I would like to see is, now that we took out 2907, so pay attention here, guys. This is going to be the game plan, all right? What we can do here is kind of hope for a pullback before we get any sort of an entry. But what we can do is, looking at the 5-minute time frame, we have a 5-minute bearish rally gap right here, which is huge, by the way, right? And at the same time, we took out 29,007.50, which is a level of liquidity. If you zoom back over here, going like at the 15-minute time frame, boom, it's actually a pretty nice pullback as well. Pretty valid. All right, I personally like it. It looks really strong, right? So what we can do here is two things, right? What we can do here is we identify the reversal from this 07 level of liquidity, and we inverse the fair value gap and look for longs into the fair value gap, view up in the levels above, which is going to be the New York high. Or this fair value gap happens to be a pullback for a few minutes, right? We pull back into the fair value gap, we reject back down, we reclaim 007, sellers claim that control, we dump it down, and we inverse the 15-minute bullish fair value gap, and we take shorts into the 830s. But if the market wants to end up reversing, we work off a deal, sweep off of 07, inverse the 5-minute, and just target the 5-minute above, which, technically speaking, there's really nothing stopping us until 80 points in profits, right? Because there's nothing here other than just little rejections, or I don't know too much about little rejections, but you get the point, right? So those two things can happen. So let me actually prepare for that. So what we can do here, once again, is if we hold above 07, we obviously hold bullish. We look for an inverse off this fair value gap and go from there. If we temporarily hold above 07 and we identify a rejection off this fair value gap, we could, honestly, now that I'm looking at it, we could take shorts at a reclaim below 07 and then just target the drawn liquidity over here. Okay, hold on. Let me lock in real quick. Hold up, guys. Hold up. Because, yeah, we don't have to wait for the market to dump more into the 15 minutes. We could just target the 15-minute. Because if we get a rejection off this huge gap here, assuming we place our stop loss up here, that actually would not be that bad. Let me actually lock this in real quick. Hold up. Okay, let me just put this to the side real quick. Okay, and if we take longs, what we can do is, since the buying pressure looks pretty strong, I don't know how comfortable I feel with longs, knowing the fact that the market is mainly dumping because of tariffs. Maybe, like I said, this could just be a big pullback before the market seeks lower, or the market could just be priced into what Trump said, and then we just chop out from here, or maybe get some sort of a mini reversal until the day ends. That's also a big possibility. But what we can do in the meantime is obviously prepare, right? Because if we do end up getting a bullish bias, we could target 145, which will just be the fair value gap entry. We could target the VWAP, which probably the VWAP will probably come first if the market takes a while to reverse, if it reverses. And then we could just target 29,243 and maybe even 29,283. There you go. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I probably think we're probably gonna get more shorts. I mean, it makes the most sense. We're currently going through some tariffs with Canada for a threat for 50% tariffs. which is a pretty big deal. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So yeah, obviously a dump like this is pretty expected. It's pretty normal. Question is are we gonna dump all day with pullbacks, or are we gonna chop out because the market's priced in, or do we just full on reverse? Which I don't think is gonna happen, but it could happen. If it does, obviously we'll be more prepared. But on the bright side, we did get a lower time frame pullback on the 1 minute and 5 minute time frame, as you guys can see over here. The question is can we retrace into this 5 minute bearish rally gap to get another rejection, or do we just dump straight down to the 15-minute inverse, or do we just reverse the 5 minute rally gap? There's so many things that can happen here, which thankfully we're a little bit more prepared for. So let me show you guys, right? Just so you guys can see more of a visual of what I want to see in the markets here. All right, so there's a few things that can happen. All right, right now the market finally had its first green candle of the entire market open, of the first 20 minutes of market open, right? So what we can do here is, now that we officially quote unquote got our pullback, or some sort of a pullback, right? Buyers start stepping in, sellers reclaim that control, we're going lower. If that happens, right, we can consider this our pullback, and we can go lower into these 15 minutes down here, assuming we hold below 931. If we're able to hold below 931, we take shorts off this 15-minute fair value gap here, and we just target 831 here for about 45 points, which is not terrible, right? It could be better, but not terrible, right? For our first scale. Another thing that can happen here, guys, is the markets actually end up pulling back into this fair value gap, getting a rejection, reclaiming 29,007. We take shorts from here. We target DOL1, DOL2, and DOL3. Option number 3, the market doesn't want to go lower. We full on reverses. We hold above 29,007. We pump up. We go into the fair value gap. We inverse it. We take longs. We target this and the VWAP. These are the opportunities. These are the things that I'm trying to look for in the markets, guys. There's 3 things that can happen, and there's 3 things that we have to be ready for: a retracement plus a rejection, a reversal, or a full-on dump into an inverse down here. All right, guys, that is what we're looking at. All right. Someone said, David, look at ES. Oh my gosh, you guys are completely right. Yeah, ES is low-key pumping a little bit here. I'm not. Maybe that's where the pump came from here. Interesting. Well, ES is dumping back down. We are basing our buys off of 657 here on ES. So I'm just gonna delete all these other levels of liquidities. NQ seems like it wants lower for sure. I mean, obviously we just saw the pump here on NQ. I mean on ES, sorry. While NQ's obviously trying to reclaim lower, which if it does want to do that, that'll be option number 1, where this will be our pullback, not the previous pullback, but it is a pullback. We go lower, we break past the previous candle low, we hold below 931, and we just short the 15-minute down here at the 870s. We have 2 for... Yeah, I know. I have it marked out right here. Right? That's actually what I'm trying to look to inverse if we go lower. So I guess we just stay ready, stay prepared. See what we can do here. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was kind of hoping that we get some sort of a retracement into this 5 minutes so we can get a better entry and just overall better everything. But I guess not. You know what I mean? If the market wants to go lower, sure, we'll just get a later entry, but as long as it seems bearish, then we can go from there. Now, I'm not saying we still cannot get this 5-minute retracement. I'm just saying if we take out 931, there's no point of us retracing back up into this fair value gap to go back down. We're not gonna have anything to target until the 830s, which is not really realistic. I would much rather just inverse the 15-minute from there. You know what I mean? So the fact that we actually took out this low down here and we didn't take out 931 kind of gives me a little bit more hope that we can retrace into this 5-minute fair value gap and maybe reject, or even maybe even reverse, right? Like I said, there's a few things that we can do here. It's just which one do we get first, and do we get it with aggression? That's all I care about. You know what I mean? Because if we have aggression in today's market, we can get over 100 points easily. You know what I mean? Question is, what do we want to do? Because ES right now is actually holding pretty green after a DOL sweep. At the same time, NQ has also taken out quite a few levels of liquidities, about 5 or 6, I think 5. NQ has taken out over 5 levels of liquidities to the downside alongside ES. So technically speaking, we should be reversing. Realistically, we're probably not going to, mainly because of the tariffs. But once again, it's all market reactions. You know what I mean? Maybe once again, we could just be priced in, and the market's like, okay, guys, like, you know, like this is where price should be at with this bearish news. You know what I mean? Why would we want to go lower? Just because we have tariffs doesn't mean that we're gonna dump down to 0. It just means that the market's gonna have like a nice correction into its actual price where it should be at with obviously the news. I mean, it's just called being priced in. You know what I mean? But yeah, anyways, we'll see. Right now, we're actually holding a little bit above. Also, I mean, well, not really above. We're kind of like just sitting at at 29,007. So what we can do here is once again just wait and see what type of reaction we get. If we want to hold above this fair value gap, we take longs. If you want to retrace into this fair value gap and we reclaim 29,007, we take shorts. That's simple. All right, guys. And if we enter here, we can have a 70-point price target. So assuming we could probably do like more of a 1-to-1 risk reward as well. So yeah. But yeah, guys. So once again, for this morning, there's a lot of things to pay attention to. Just lock in. Don't worry, guys. I'll lead the way. I'll lead the way. I just gotta lock in. All right, guys. So once again, right now we are holding above 007, which kind of just means that we're a little bit more bullish. I'm not gonna tell you guys like, oh my gosh, guys, like longs, we're bullish, we're above the drawn liquidity, we're bullish. No, this is just a step in the right direction to potentially look for some longs. All right, we need buying pressure, which we kind of have, kind of don't, kind of have, kind of don't, whatever. It's like 50-50. It could be better. This is what I'm trying to say, right? So there's two things that can happen in this scenario right now. All right, guys. Option number one, we completely rip through this rally gap. No looking back. We just go up. We just pump. We take longs. We're happy. All right, guys. Scenario number two, we retrace to this rally gap. We're temporarily bullish, right? We reject back down. We reclaim 007. We take shorts. We put our stop loss at the top of the fair value gap. We trade a 1-to-1 risk reward into 931. All right, guys. There's a few scenarios that we can do here. Now, in order for us to take shorts, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I would prefer for the market to retrace into the midpoint of the fair value gap, usually known as the strongest point of the fair value gap, so we can get a really nice rejection, have enough time to really breathe and see if the market wants to reject back down rather than just have like a little red candle into a pullback. Then we can take shorts. All right. I'm not saying we can't take shorts off of this rejection here. I would feel a little bit more secure from a heavier, more aggressive selling candle, which would just mean that we have to go a little bit higher so we have more room to sell, if that makes sense. All right, but at the same time, ES is low-key dumping quite down, or quite up a little bit. And by the way, for my people on YouTube, which is the chat that I have open, I don't have my Discord chat open at the moment, just in case I have to alert. For my people on YouTube, guys, thank you so much for letting me know that Trump was speaking, or not really speaking, but at least threatening Canada with the tariffs. I would have never actually guessed. So yeah, thank you guys. Shout out to you guys, man. Seriously. But now that we know that obviously everything's going on with the tariffs, we have to be a little bit more careful with the volume today. So maybe size, pretty light, I would say today. And then we go from there. But yeah, so far right now, guys, we're still trying to see what type of reaction we get here. To be honest, buyers don't look all that strong compared to sellers, obviously. So a reversal can happen. I'm kind of looking more for shorts off a rejection here. But if we do end up getting the reversal, I'm all for it. All right, guys, I am all for it. Question is, when do we get it? If we get it. Do we even get a retracement? Maybe. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I should copy paste this. Yeah, so far, I mean, it kind of looks like we're pulling back a little bit. Like I said, buyers just don't look strong. Yeah, we have a few green candles. We're above 07, whatever. It's just we're not getting the same type of buying that we were getting selling just a minute ago. You know what I mean? So it kind of just shows us a little bit more, like it gives us a higher chance in that this could just be a pullback before we seek lower. Once again, guys, we're in a pretty bearish market with pretty bearish news. I'm expecting lower today. I mean, why not? I mean, once again, I'm all for taking a reversal setup. I just need more of whatever this is, like a lot more. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Once again, so don't worry, guys. Like I said, we have a lot of setups today, but I'll lead the way. Don't worry, guys. Whatever seems, whatever comes first and whatever seems really, really promising, we'll go ahead and take it with high confidence. All right, guys. In the meantime, we gotta wait and see what we do here. So now, for now, obviously, since we are approaching more into the fair value gap, as long as you're able to hold above 07, I'm gonna be looking for longs. All right, guys. If we get a rejection from this fair value gap and we reclaim a hold below 07, I'll quickly flip my buys back bearish because obviously that's what we're basing our buys from. All right. And then we could probably just look for some shorts below 07 and place our stop loss up here at the top of the fair value gap. So obviously, if we get stopped out, not only are we sweeping the liquidity, but we're also inversing the fair value gap. All right, guys. But we gotta just wait and see what we want to do here. Also, I'm gonna keep a big eye on ES. It's being a little bit sneaky here. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So yeah. Anyways, now on the bright side, we have retraced into the fair value gap. So technically speaking, we can reject right now if we really do want to. Like I said, I would prefer for a little bit more of a pump up into the middle of the fair value gap before we go lower, just so we have more room to know that sellers are really stepping in. Because right now, just because we got like a little 15-point retracement into the fair value gap, if we get a 20-point rejection, it's going to look like we're rejecting off the fair value gap, but it's only 20 points. But the higher up we work our way into the fair value gap, the more of a rejection we're going to need, which shows us more sellers stepping in if we do end up rejecting. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. It does in my mind, but hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Now we could still take shorts here, but I would need a little bit more of a rejection here. So let's see what we can work with here. All right. Because if we do take shorts, we can, once again, we could look for it like right here, place your stop loss here, and just look to target a 1-to-1. So we can have an entry at like the 997s for a 1-to-1 restore. And obviously we target lower. I'm not gonna rush these shorts though. And once again, I don't really see too much sellers here. I kind of would prefer a little bit more of a rejection, but we can definitely give this a shot with some light size if we don't get too much of a rejection, but we do seek lower. All right, so if anything, we could try like maybe like 7 contracts around there and see if we can work with the shorts here. This will probably just be the first play of the day, and if this doesn't work, we could just look for an inverse into the fair value gap. And, we just flip the buys. But in my opinion, like I said, ES is being a little bit sneaky. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. ES is definitely being a little bit sneaky here. It is pumping up like crazy. But I don't know. I'm not convinced with the buying pressure here on NQ. Yes, we can still seek higher, and it can prove me wrong, of course. But I'm not convinced with this buying pressure. It kind of seems like buyers are trying to step in, and it's gonna get to the point where if buyers don't really break past any previous candle highs or inverse any fair value gaps, sellers are just gonna reclaim that control. You know what I mean? So obviously, if we want to look for longs, we need obviously buyers to step in with a lot of aggression. But it's like we're not doing much here. We just keep rejecting off the same point here. You know what I mean? So Ace is mainly ES. ES is the one being sneaky. So we need to make sure that if we're going to take shorts, ES is dumping. I guess, which we could now that we were retracing to this 5-minute bearish value gap here. If we get a nice rejection here, we could probably just take shorts on NQ for our first attempt into our first trade of the day. And if these shorts don't work here, maybe we could just look. I mean, our stop loss we place the inverse. We could just maybe take an inverse off this fair value gap shortly after. But we'll see. Once again, let's give the market some time to really breathe here. I'm convinced we go lower into at least 930. But we need to see. Now, I'm going to try to get an entry at 997. No promises in that entry, to be honest. But if we were to enter shorts off this fair value gap projection, guys, it would probably be your best entry would be at 997. The only thing I'm worried about 997, guys, is that we don't have enough confirmation in terms of selling pressure stepping in to know that if this is just going to be a little pullback. Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. Well, there goes the entry, guys. Yeah, I'm not chasing this. I mean, we can reclaim 997 and I'll enter, but I'm not chasing that, guys. I don't know where that selling came from, but at least I was right on the buying pressure not being that strong. Wow, what a rejection. Obviously, we couldn't really have entered that. We just kind of spiked down and straight into the 970s. If we want to go back into 997 and go back down, sure, we can enter. But I'm not chasing this. We're gonna have a horrible price target. So yeah, I'm not chasing that. I mean, we only need to go up like 10 points to get our entry into shorts. But yeah, no, the selling looks really aggressive. We're probably gonna go lower, guys. So yeah, unfortunately we skipped out on that entry. We can still claim it. Don't worry, guys. We can still claim it. It's just I'm not chasing this down here. I need price to go back up into the 997s or even 990s. I'll enter 990. 7-point difference, whatever. But I'm not entering until we see that. If not, I'll just wait for the 15-minute inverse if we want to go lower. But I'm not chasing that. No way. Maybe you guys can chase it. Maybe you guys are here. You know what I mean? Which, the shorts could definitely work. I mean, we are getting a fair value gap projection on both ES and NQ, which looks amazing. I just don't see myself chasing this price. It's just not worth it. I need a retracement back into the 990. And once again, guys, we didn't really have a choice. I mean, we didn't really have a choice to really enter. Price just went from what was it sitting at? It was sitting at like 29,010. And it just shot straight down into the 970s. Literally, no one could have caught down unless you chased it. So if we don't take out this New York low here or this 930 low, and we go back up into the 990s with another rejection, I'll enter. But if we take out either of these two lows down here, I'm not entering. I'm just gonna wait for the 15-minute. We'll see. At least we were right on the fact that buyers were not strong off that pump there. That pump did not look that good. So yeah, really good read on our end. Unfortunately, we just weren't able to catch it, or at least not yet. We need a pullback into the 990 so we can get a really good entry. I don't know if we're gonna get it. I mean, sellers look really aggressive. So yeah, I mean, worst comes to worst, guys. We don't get FOMO. We just wait for the 15-minute here. It's not so far away either. I mean, it's 100 points, which is far away, but you guys get the point. But let's see what we do here. Hopefully, we can go back up into the 990s. I don't think we do. Buyers just don't look that strong, and we are getting some sort of a buyer exhaustion here. But who knows? Maybe we get like a last second pump, just like right now, actually. So let's see if we can tap into the 997s, or maybe even a little bit higher, and then we just go back down below 997, and we just enter from there. We don't have to tap exactly into 997. The higher, the better. To be honest. But yeah, so far nothing yet, guys. I'll let you guys know if I'm in, by the way. But so far nothing yet from me. Let's see if we can go back. We're back up into the 990s, which technically speaking we can enter. Obviously, maybe not yet because there's no sign of sellers in this candle. Well, now there is. We could definitely give shorts a try here, especially with a green to red candle flip here. For now, guys, start hovering over the sell button. I'll let you guys know if I end up entering here. I want to see a little bit more sellers stepping in, to be honest, but I want to be against shorting here. It's still a little bit of a late entry. Yeah, no, it's too late. I can't chase that. The stop is going to be too wide. Yeah. I need price to sit above 990 for me to enter, guys. I can't chase this, bro. I'll be breaking my rules. Maybe we get one more pump. There it is. I mean, I just need a hold above 990 because the rejection has to be around there. Now, on the bright side, ES doesn't want to go lower. The whole reason why the market was pumping up in the first place, guys, was mainly because of ES. Now that ES is holding red, well, IQ is holding green. Hopefully, we don't get an S&T flip. But yeah, we'll see. So far, nothing yet, like I said, guys. Let's see if we can go back above, hopefully, the 29,000s, because the higher up we go, the more rejection we can get, and then we could just enter off the entry that we want, if that makes sense. But for now, just in case, guys, just hover over the sell button. I'll let you guys know if I enter. I don't want to get a late entry, but I also want to be entering with a lot of sellers stepping in, which we have on ES. We just don't really have on NQ yet. I feel like the latest I would probably go is like 985 of an entry. That's the latest I'll do. But yeah, we'll see. I'll let you guys know if I enter. Once again, just hover over the sell button just so you guys are ready. Just in case we do end up getting something. And this will probably just be my first try at a trade today. Is that sellers are trying to step in here, but ES is dumping, or it's trying to. It's waiting on NQ. Obviously we have a red candle here, but it's not breaking any previous candle lows, mainly because NQ is holding green. I'm not sure why. NQ is the one that should be going lower into 930s. I'm sure we go lower though. All right, I'm gonna try shorts here, guys. I'm gonna try it out. It's gonna be a little bit of a riskier trade, but I do want to try out some shorts here at 28,976. Not my best entry. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Oh, I muted by accident. I'm gonna give it a shot. If these don't work, guys, I'll just probably look to flip my bias into bullish if we get stopped out above the fair value gap. But for now, I'm gonna try out these shorts. That rejection looks really good, and yes, once again, wants lower. That's the main reason I'm convinced we go lower here. So see if we should probably target 946. I didn't write it in the alert, but it is gonna be one of our targets. It'll be like what, like 40 points around there? Not 30. I'll probably just hold for a little bit lower. I mean, I probably shouldn't. It depends on how we sell off, to be honest. So if we see PT1, it'll be probably like what? Okay, 45 around there. So if we can get one good spike to the downside. Once again, I'm pretty confident we should seek lower, at least into the New York low here. ES wants lower. We all know that for sure. I mean, the fair value gap projection, you can't go wrong with that. NQ is slowing down a little bit, so hopefully it doesn't become too much of an issue, but we should at least, hopefully, at least see on 946. If we're able to see 946, I'll probably start scaling out there very light and then just scale out most at 931. So yeah, let's see what we can do here. So yeah, I'll probably just cut out really light there. Maybe like what, like 3 contracts at 946, and then like another, like maybe another 3 at 930 is what we can do. What's ES doing? Still holding red. Yeah, I still believe we go lower, guys. As long as we're able to hold below 07, we're good. I'm placing my stop loss. I completely forgot. It's going to be at 66. So buy 7, stop. Buy 7, stop. There you go. 66. There you go. If NQC's 28, 931, 25. What are we doing? We're dumping. Nice. Very nice. Are we still dumping? No, we're still wicking a little bit. Hopefully price doesn't really slow down here too much. All right, guys, my first PT point is going to be around the 945 area. All right, guys, I'm going to go lightly there. And if we get one more dump, I'm going to go another 3 on the 930s. All right, guys. So yeah, just pay attention here. Yes, seems like it wants lower as well, which is a really good sign, especially after fair value cap projection. Question is, can we get one more dump here into the 940s, 945 maybe? Once again, guys, like the 945, 940s start scaling out lightly and then scale out most at 930. All right, that's what we're looking at. It's a little bit wicky though. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe the markets are a little bit priced in already. So maybe we are entering a little bit late after the dump already happened, of course. But of course we didn't have a setup until now. So hopefully it doesn't become too much of an issue. This liquidity is pretty strong though. I'm pretty sure we see it. I mean, I don't really see why we wouldn't see it. Especially with ES wanting lower off the fair value cap projection. All it did was create just a lower high. So the trend is still pretty bearish. All right, guys, start hovering over the buy button. All right, guys, so you guys can start scaling out soon. Once again, I like around 945, start scaling out. All right, and then 930 will be your point where you mostly scale out most of your contracts. And if ES can reclaim this a hold below 657, we dump. We dump for the last runner. Please explain the strat. Everything is on my YouTube, bro. Every video that you need is all on my YouTube, bro. Just watch it all there. But yeah, it's still a little bit wicky, guys. We need to see this 946 area. It's not New York low. I'm sure we see it. But we just can't hold above 2907 unless we get a pullback. But hopefully that's not the case. We're getting really close. And once again, I don't believe we should be reversing at any given moment until we see that low down there. This is going to take a little bit of a while because right now the market is slowing down a little bit. But I'm pretty confident that we see that low. It's too strong to not see it, especially 930. It's a fair value gap bounce with a really good bounce here. We just need the markets to dump really hard. I mean, we saw on TradeView, we saw 947. I mean, still, it wasn't 946. Do you do refunds on indicators? Nope. I don't really do refunds at all. It's in the disclaimer. I don't want to see this as a pullback. It could be, but we need to see that low down here. I know we see it. I don't really see a reason as to why we reverse unless we go above 07 and 38, which would just be the lower high. If we break past that lower high, then we could be in a little bit of trouble with these shorts. We are very close to the price target, but nothing yet, guys. Nothing yet. Now, if these shorts don't end up working out, we can always just try the inverse off this fair value gap up here as well. I'm not hoping for it. Obviously, I kind of hope shorts work out here, but we could see that as well. But I would just need both ES and NQ to inverse. In the meantime, yeah, ES still has that low to take out. So does NQ, that New York low. We need to take it out. Sure, we can get some pullbacks, maybe back into the fair value gap, but if we inverse that fair value gap, shorts just won't work at all. I got the premium with the free indicator, but I got build. Okay, if that's the case, then DM me. If it's some issue with that. But I'll check that out there. Obviously, I'm streaming right now. Yeah, all this could be is just a simple retracement back into the fair value gap. I hope it isn't. Once again, we got very close to that price target, literally 1 point away on Tradeovate. We hit 947, but obviously it wasn't enough for me to take it. I want to see 945, 946 around there, which is where that deal will sits at. So technically speaking, we should still see it. This could just be a pullback. Obviously, the market is just chopping out a little bit here. But both ES and NQ seem really bearish, guys. So I'm pretty confident we seek lower. As long as we're able to hold below this fair value gap and hopefully below 2907, we should be good. Into the 940s. It's just that price is slowing down after a big dump here, which doesn't really take away from the direction. It could just make it a little bit more annoying to hold through, since we're gonna get these type of candles where it's kind of just a little bit wicky. I really wish that we had some sort of a setup that we could have caught these shorts from here, but we pretty much had nothing. And even if we do want to inverse this 5-minute gap here, we probably shouldn't, because we're going to be inside of this 15-minute anyways. So if we do want to look for longs today, it would probably just have to be off the 200s up here. Not only do we get a view up breakout, but we inverse everything to the upside here. Because if we inverse this 5-minute here, we're just going to be inside of the midpoint of the 15-minute, which we can just reject from. So yeah, probably just not chase longs today if we get that. It may just wait for a break above the 200, which is going to take all day anyways, if we even see it. So I'm really hoping this is just a pullback. Once again, as long as we're able to hold below the fair value gap and below 29,007, we should be good. It's just that the market is just a little bit choppier here, due to obviously, it's just cooling down after such a big dump here. But we technically should be able to see at least the New York low. Hopefully we can see 930, but the New York low should be our one of our main PTs there. I kind of wish the stop was a little bit better, but we did get a little bit of a later entry, so it is what we have to deal with. Unless maybe you guys want to have your own stop, you could. But for me, I'm going to keep it at the inverse of the fair value gap. Now, in the meantime, guys, I'm gonna go fill up on some water real quick. I'm back. Hold up. Let me just put it here. I'll be back. Hold up. Cookie. Hey, how are you? All right, guys, I'm back. What are we doing? Oh, we're still break even. All right, one sec. Alrighty, I'm back. Now, in the meantime, I guess while we hold this straight, guys, let me just catch up with my Discord chat. Guys, for my people on my Discord, guys, I'm so sorry for not reading the chat. Literally all morning today, I've been so locked in. So yeah, let me just catch up with the chat here. Let's see. Unless you guys have any questions, if you do, just let me know. Just retype it, I guess. All right, bro. But yeah, guys, so far it's a little bit choppy here. I want to say the market is probably just cooling down after such a big dump. Once again, it won't really take away from the fact that we still have to take out this low down here, but I just hope it doesn't become too much of a headache to really obviously approach that low. Because if not, then we're gonna be in the trade for a while. Even though this should technically be more of a quick trade straight down into the price target. But yeah. Hey, can I ask what happened? Can I ask what helped you with psychology and trading? I revenge trade a lot, but I don't know how to stop it. Dude, use the lockout feature, bro. Use the lockout feature. It's the best thing you can do. If you take 1 or 2 losses, lock yourself out automatically. Let me see. What's BRB getting water? I'm new. Is that a strategy, bro? Yes. But yeah, dude. If you feel like you're getting locked out, I mean not locked out. If you feel like you're revenge trading a lot or oversizing, set like most brokers, they allow you to set rules on your accounts, like sizing rules, max loss, max profit, and it'll lock you out. So if you lose X amount of money for that day, you're out for the day. So yeah. Anyways, right now we're a little bit above 07. Guys, if we hold above 29,038, we could be in a little bit of trouble. You could set your stop loss down here if you guys think that your stop loss is a little bit too wide. I'm gonna personally keep it at the fair value gap. If we inverse it, probably just come back later once we inverse this up here, or if we go back down to the 15-minute gaps. But bro, we were 1 point away from seeing that PT. On TradeView, it shows 953. But if you guys look at your TradeView, we hit 947, guys. Unfortunate. But this could just be a simple retracement back into the fair value gap due to the fact that we're chopping before we seek lower. We could sweep 38. Not that there's much liquidity there anyways, but I'm personally really confident that we see 946. Hopefully we just see it inside of this trade, and obviously we just don't hit the stop loss before we go lower, because that'll be really annoying. But I do want to see lower. I really want to see that low, at least the New York low, get taken out. But once again, guys, we do have some liquidities in these fair value gaps in which we might want to take out before we see lower. So we'll just see from there. But I really do want this trade to run down. So if we hold above, mainly we're basing our bias off 07, but we do have a little bit of liquidity at 38. So if we hold above this and we inverse the fair value gap, then the trade is just done. And yeah, you could argue that you could take longs shortly after from this inverse here, but I wouldn't, mainly because of that 15-minute fair value gap. It could really stop you out. So if anything, maybe if these shorts don't work out, we can always come back later if we see the 29,200s. And just inverse that as well. But that's if we get a full on reversal, which I really want to see these lows here. I mean, those lows are right there. I want to see this is just going to be a pullback as long as we're able to hold below, obviously, 07 and 38. 38 will just be our last resort, I would say, because that's where the liquidity sits at inside of the fair value gap. So this could just be a retracement into the fair value gap before we seek lower, which, it could happen. But we'll see. Yeah, we did tap back into the fair value gap. So once again, it could just be a pullback before we seek lower. I want to try to hold all the way down to the 830s, but that'll just probably be with runners. We could trail our stop loss, but it's up to you, to be honest. I'll let you guys know once you see it. Let's see if we can reject back down from this fair value gap. Hopefully we can, but we'll see. ES is also rejecting from a green to red. ES should see lower. If once again, if we're able to hold below 657, we should be golden. I mean, our next price target is only 2 points away, so it's not really a big deal, but that's still some points that we can claim on NQ, so for some profits. Like I said, I personally believe that we see lower. I really want to see lower. That liquidity is just too clear. Although we have taken out quite a bit today already. If we want to hold below all these levels of liquidities and reject off the fair value gap, we might as well just see at least one more level of liquidity before we see a reversal. And even if we do see a reversal, this could just be a higher time frame pullback into the high, from the 15-minute. You know what I mean? So overall, I believe that today's going to be pretty bearish, especially with Trump saying the whole tariff thing about Canada, which is the whole reason why we're dumping in the first place. I really want to see at least that New York low. It's a really good sign that we reject off the fair value gap. And the question is, can we hold it? Do sellers really want to go lower, or are we just priced in and the market just chops here? Which would just be the worst of the worst option. But yeah, ES seems like it wants lower. I don't. This could be another little mini level of liquidity that we could have just created like a few minutes ago, which could be a little bit of a problem, but we'll see. This low right here, it's not too strong. I will tell you guys that, but the fact that we did bounce up about 9 points away from this level of liquidity could cause some sort of a concern, but we'll see in the markets. We'll see how we dump down. If we're able to hold above below all these levels of liquidities, we should be golden to go lower, because this is what sets the bias, and it seems like ES is the one that's leading at the moment right now. In the meantime, let me open up my Discord. I missed the entry. Should I put a sell stop at David entry? To be honest, bro, I don't know, bro. The market looks a little bit choppy at the moment. I will probably just hold off and just wait on the next setup if it looks a little bit better. I mean, if you really want to enter and maybe you get FOMO or whatever, sure, you could probably try with the light size. But dude, to be honest, right now these conditions, yeah, it's all right. I mean, we can still see the PT. I'm not saying we can't, but with that chop, I don't really know if it's too worth entering if you haven't already. Yeah, once again, it's just a slower market as per usual. The New York session. To be honest, bro, everyone's saying that they're gonna trade Asia, bro. I do not blame them, bro. For like the last 1 or 2 months, the New York session has been so garbage, bro. Like it's not consistent at all. Every day is just this type of price action. It's just pure chop. The big moves are happening during Asia, which is probably why we're chopping during the New York session, anyways. Because yeah, every trade that we take, it's just hope and pray that we chop to the price targets. It's the same shit every day. Like we'll get some clean trades here and there, but I want it to be consistent. I don't know if you guys remember when we were super consistent with with the win rate. I mean, with the winning streak and everything. It's just when we had markets that would go straight into the price targets with no questions. Now it's it's open play that we chop into the price targets. The main moves have been happening during Asia, which I don't like trading too much, but I'll trade it if it's there. You know what I mean? So maybe this week will probably just be more Asia trading. It just sucks because I don't really live trade it. So I want to catch it live with you guys, but I don't do it live. I don't like trading Asia live. David, why don't you trade on some yet? Are you concerned about the legitimacy of the broker? Don't. I haven't been set up yet. What the hell? Oh my gosh, bro. Hold on. I definitely want to try it out. I'm not gonna say I don't want to try it out. I definitely do. For those that don't know, I'll talk about it now that we're holding the trade and we have nothing to talk about. For those that don't know, RP has like a broker, or like he's like promoting this broker in the RP server. If you guys are in it, hold on, let me put these papers away. Let's put it up here. But they have a broker where they offer copy trading, which means anytime I take a trade, it will automatically trade it for you guys, like on your own accounts. I'm willing to do that. I gotta set it up, but I don't know if you guys would use that. Maybe you guys use prop firms and everything. I think they only have it for live accounts. But I don't know. I'm still talking to them. I'm trying to figure it out. But I definitely do want to try. I mean, if it's something that makes my life easier, then sure. You know what I mean? Not only my life, but your life as well. But a lot of people have been asking me about it. You sure want to do that? Isn't that a lot of pressure? Uh it depends. That's why I want to at least try it. I mean, if it's legit and it works and it benefits everyone, then by all means, I'll try it. But it depends. It depends. I gotta do my research. That's Asia. LOL. Straight to the TP. Yeah, bro, dude. The New York session has been so garbage lately, bro. Like we get perfect setups and look at what we get caught up in, bro. It's super annoying, bro. Because the setups are amazing, the confirmations are there, but it's hard to follow it up when price is so garbage like this, bro. And the main moves only happen because of news. So I hope it doesn't stay like this for too long. But if it does, then bro, I'm gonna have to mainly trade Asia. But yeah, now we're back into the fair value gap, guys. We tapped into 38. Hopefully, we're able to sweep it last second. But if not, I'll probably just come back later with maybe a long setup from the 15-minute, or unless the market wants to dump down again, we just reclaim this 15-minute. It's like, bro, like the setups are so good, but price is so bad that he just won't follow it up into the price targets. It's super, super annoying. But yeah, once again, guys, my stop is placed at 66. If we don't hold that fair value gap, then I'm just off. I'll just come back later. If price gets better, which probably it won't, until Asia. Because Asia's literally having all of the best moves. And it's been like that for like the last 1 or 2 months. I don't know if you guys have noticed, my best trades always come from Asia. At least recently. The New York is just quick scalps with shitty price action. But yeah, let's see if we can sweep this 38 level. If we can, we should be able to reject back down from the fair value gap, but it's hard to tell. Once again, the market is so fucking choppy here that it's hard to read. Both ES and NQ tapped into a rejection point. So if we don't hold below this, then the trade might be cooked. But it's really annoying that we have to deal with this price action literally every day. It makes trading super unmotivating. If I'm not green today, you will perish, bro. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying my best here, bro. We have the setups, but it's just this price action just isn't following it up, bro. I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses. Obviously, if the trade doesn't go against me, I mean, if the trade doesn't go my way, until next. But damn, bro, it's like every single day, it's like the same price action, the same story. Just hope and pray that we chop it to the price targets. And that's the case with a lot of my trader friends as well, bro. Like everyone's struggling in this market. I can't imagine how the new traders probably feel, bro. Because dude, the markets have never been like this. It's just pure chop, bro. Someone said, bro, I'll be in an Asia trade for 8 hours just to snag 20 points. Dude, at least you can get 20 points. You can't even get shit in this market, bro. Seriously, dude, this market is terrible. I hate it. And we were so close to the price target, bro. Like what? Like a few points away, and then just random, just chop out of nowhere, just straight into the stop loss, bro. So it gets really frustrating. It's really annoying, but it is what it is. Let's see if we hold this for value gap. If we inverse it, once again, I'm not gonna look for longs off of this just because we have a 15-minute to worry about. But it maybe for the rest of the day we pump up. Maybe Trump says something about tariffs. We just inverse this fair value gap up here. But if I get stopped out here, then I'm probably just gonna call it a morning, which is right there. I probably am gonna get stopped out. But dude, it's so annoying that we get so close to the price targets. Yeah, I got stopped out. We get so close to the price targets, and it's just pure chop straight into the stop loss shortly after. It makes no sense. Very unfortunate, guys. I got stopped out on that one. That trade looked really good. I'm not gonna discredit the setup. It's just more price action, unfortunately. It's really, really annoying. I just don't see like off what did we even reverse from. Obviously, it could have just been 29.07, but why retreat to the fair value gap and then just reclaim it? I want to say it's a little bit more chop. Obviously, I'm gonna take my loss. But yeah, I'm gonna see how we hold this 5-minute gap here. I don't really see how we can retake shorts. I mean, maybe a 5-minute inverse, or maybe we just inverse a 15-minute all in all. But I'm not really trying to wait for that. It's gonna take forever. Because your market is cooked, dude. It's been like that for like the last month or two, bro. It's terrible. Please do Asia live instead of New York Open. Bro, Asia is not even all that promising, bro. Like, Asia's like 50-50. Like, some days it'll be terrible and some days it'll be amazing. I feel cooked as a new trader. Bro, if you guys are new, bro, bear with the markets, dude. Like, I promise you guys, take it from me, from someone who's been trading for 6 years. The markets have never been this inconsistent for this long. Like, I've never seen it happen. That's why I'm getting annoyed myself. I never really get annoyed at the losses, but it's like, dude, every single day for the last 2 months, I have to wake up and be like, oh, I can't win a trade chop. You know what I mean? You think it was chased? Definitely not. No, we waited for the pullback. We got the rejection. We even waited for another pullback mid rejection. And we got close to the price targets. It's just we just start chopping up out of nowhere and then boom, random pump candle. It's part of the art. We have to be patient. 100%, bro. Yeah. It's just a little bit frustrating, bro, that we've been having to deal with this type of price action. Not only me, but a lot of my trader friends as well. They've all been telling me like, yo, this price is not consistent, bro. So yeah, I mean, we can get some good setups, but it's like I want it to be like the price action where it goes straight into the price targets. That was when the markets were easy back then, bro. Now it's just all news driven. 50-50 is better than 100% chance of the New York being shit. Dude, honestly, you're completely right, bro. I want to see it's a random pump candle. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Once again, I'm not blaming the markets for this. Obviously, you know, maybe I was just wrong on the bias, but everything lined up pretty good. I just don't really see why we reversed kind of out of nowhere, especially before 946, at least 946. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense to me. It could have just been a delayed sweep off of 2907, but why hold above it and then reject back down for quite a few minutes? You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we can do here. Now, I can't really tell you guys that I want to go long. I would love to. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, the buying pressure is kind of stepping a little bit more here. It looks a little bit better. But I don't want to tell you guys to look for longs inside of a 15-minute gap here. I've done this before and it's gone a little bit wrong. So obviously, you know. But yeah. I really think these unpredictable trading weeks are good for our mental long term. Oh yeah, for sure. But being in it completely sucks. I will tell you that. Being in this mental battle at the moment is it's terrible. Like this market is, like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses and blame the markets or whatever. But dude, like I'm sure you guys can agree with me. Every single day we have to say that the market's shit, and then just hope that the trade plays out. But yeah, I'm gonna stand for a little bit longer. I'm gonna see what we can do here. I was planning on getting off because I didn't really think that the market's gonna pump up so hard. Maybe I do get off in a few minutes. But if the market wants to pump up here, then we could stay on for a little bit more and see if we can maybe inverse this fair value gap up here from the view up breakout. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll just give the market a few more minutes. Longs now? No, don't chase longs. No. Just wait for the setup. We had a good setup off that 5-minute rejection, and we saw quite a bit of green on it, to be honest. But literally, as we were about to see the price target, chop into the stop loss. Targeting the fair value above for 75 points. You could do that. That was my plan, but dude, I just don't see it's worth it because you're already inside of this 15-minute gap. So yeah, you can inverse the 5-minute and target the 5-minute above. But at any given point, you can reject off the fair value gap. It's not really worth it to me. This could just be a retracement to the gap before we seek lower as well. You know what I mean? So if anything, we can always just inverse the 5-minute gap here as long as you're able to hold back down below. I would say that our new liquidity is probably 38. So I guess I'll hold below that. We could just go back bearish. If we reject back down, we could just retry shorts back into the 946 area. We would just have to see how price is moving. So I'll give it a few more minutes before I get off. But I don't want to keep forcing stuff out in this market if it's going to keep being really shitty. I just don't want my new traders in here to be thinking that this isn't going to work. You know what I mean? This is that the markets have been a little bit hard for the last 2 months for everyone. You know? So yeah. For the last 6 months? No, I want to say the last 6 months. I'll probably say like the last month has been pretty bad. He's turning a scam, bro. You have a payout roll, bro. maybe reaching for that VWAP. Maybe it could be. I'm trying to see what we could do here. If we can go back down below the 38, I could retry shorts again. What do you think about September and October? I can't really tell you. It all depends on how the economy is doing and news and everything. If Trump wants to keep doing this whole war thing with Iran, the whole back and forth, and then now tariffs with Canada, it's not going to be any better. I mean, the markets aren't just good because it's September. You know what I mean? That's not really how it works. Let me see. I literally got into trading when the market started acting up, trying to stay positive, but it will start behaving. Yeah. Once again, for my OGs in here, you guys know the markets were super easy back then, bro. Like everything that we will take straight into the price targets all the time, bro. Now it's just hope and pray that we chop into the price target. It's terrible. It has been terrible. But we gotta keep pushing, you know what I mean? Why is nothing working? Just market conditions, bro. You get a big unexpected move from a Trump candle because of the tariffs, and then pure chop. Oh, that was news. Oh, dude, yeah, this was in the market, but this is Trump. He put 50%, or he was threatening Canada with 50% tariffs. That's the whole reason we dumped. If it wasn't for Trump, you'll probably just be chopping out this market open. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna give the market a few more minutes. I'm gonna see what we can do. Maybe we retrace into the VWAP. Maybe we reject off the fair value gap up here, which we can't because our bias would kind of just be based off this or this down here. We missed out on the massive dump. No, we did not. I was not chasing this dump, bro. There was no setup. There was nothing that indicated this dump. It was all just tariff news, which I'm not chasing. And it sounds like you're more of a hindsight trader. You're saying we missed out on the dump when there was no setup. We tried taking the retracement, and now we're missing the pump when we're inside of a 15-minute bearish rally gap. This is not a setup, bro. You're pretty much just chasing and trading hindsight. You could do that. I'm not gonna stop you, but I'm not sure what's in front of me, bro. Which view up indicator do I choose on trading view? Just choose the first one that comes up. So search a view up, and it'll be the one under technicals right here. Volume weighted average price. We'll see. If we want to go higher, we definitely can. We could just base our buys off of the 38. And then we could just maybe look to inverse this 15-minute gap here, which, once again, technically speaking, there shouldn't be anything stopping us until the price target above, which would be at 243. Question is how do we take it? Or when do we get it? You know what I mean? Is the long setup not valid? Not off the 5-minute. Oh, it is. You could have taken it, yeah. But I probably wouldn't have, or no, I definitely wouldn't have with while we're inside of the 15-minute. It's not really worth it. So the news was exactly at 9:30. Literally, yes. Literally, as the market opened, Trump said threatened Canada with 50% tariffs. Yes, 5-minute. You could. This could just be I mean, it's there. I don't really trade ES though, to be honest. So I'm probably gonna skip out on it. Yeah, bro. I'm just a little bit more frustrated because I don't want you guys to think that that we're getting inconsistent or whatever. It's just market conditions. whenever it fixes itself or we get a new market condition, I'm sure we can bounce back up like no issue. But dude, these markets, I've never seen the markets be so trash for the last for 2 months, bro. Literally never. But we gotta keep pushing until it gets better. I don't know. He said that Bloomberg, yeah, on Twitter. Pretty much every news source is saying the Trump thing. Yeah, let's see if we can maybe pull this back down below 38. I'll probably retry shorts for my last setup of the day. Because once again, I still believe we can see lower. I mean, I don't really see the market going bullish with such bearish news. It just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, we can get some green candles, obviously, and some pullbacks, but on the higher time frame, I personally see us going lower. At least into that New York low. I know we're gonna see it. So if anything, we can always just retry it off this 5-minute inverse if we dump. If we don't, we could just inverse this 5 and 15-minute gap up here. But right now we're kind of sandwiched in between both setups, so it's kind of just more of a waiting game, which I'm not gonna wait for, but MC, David, do you think there's gonna be a time where fair value gaps is gonna be an invalid strategy? Not really, dude. The market's not like a game where it just patches strategies. Every strategy out there, remember, every strategy out there is just all probability. Um, I hope you guys know this, but fair value gaps aren't really the reason why we win our trades. Fair value is just more of a reason as to why we should enter. You know what I mean? Like it tells us where to enter, off an inverse, off an imbalance. But most of the times our trades work out because we're following the bias. We're able to identify the correct bias. We're able to identify the reversal off the MSS model. We're able to identify the volume in the markets, the momentum, the consistency. And that, as long as you're following the trend, is gonna, no matter what strategy you're trading, it's gonna trade into your drawn liquidities. Exactly. There's a trillion ways to trade. Fair values are just one of them. You know what I mean? All fair value gaps do, yeah, exactly. They're just concepts. All fair value gaps do is it just provides us the entry model. It tells us where we should enter. You know what I mean? But we need to mix it with confirmations, drawn liquidities, drawn liquidity sweeps, biases, MSS models, reversals, volume, momentum. All that plays a huge factor in the markets. I hear mechanical strategies get invalidated after a while. Not really. That's not really how it works. I mean, it depends. Maybe market conditions could be a little bit different where some strategies don't work for a month or two, but that goes for every strategy. You know what I mean? And yeah, Cam, yeah. Dude, completely different market conditions from months back, bro. You know what it is that we went from trading 35, 40 point stop losses into now 70? Dude, it's not that I want to, I'm forced to. You know what I mean? Let me see, is the market gonna balance itself now after the crash? It's not really a crash, to be honest. It's just the market pricing in due to tariff news. Still do 35, bro. I promise you, bro. Once again, you can't really do 35 in this market, bro. I could try it, but it's just not gonna work, bro. Remember, in the markets, you guys have to adapt. If the markets go from moving 20 to 30 points per candle on average per day into moving 70 plus points per day per candle, you need to adapt to that. You know what I mean? You need to start using new stop losses and everything. I missed the 30-point stop loss days. Dude, you missed the 30-point stop loss days? Bro, I missed the 25-point stop loss days. For those that don't know, bro, what I would consider a big stop loss would be 25 points on NQ. This was back in the Joe Biden markets, bro. I would have never thought my stops would have been this big, but hey, like I said, you need to adapt to this market, bro. Obviously, big candles, you need to adapt. Now, which one market you need 70 to 100? Psh, bro, that's the bare minimum. That's the bad part. But yeah, maybe for the rest of this week, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna try to trade Asia like every single day this week. Like, look, if we get a good trade during Asia, I don't even see a point of trading the New York session, bro. Like I said, bro, like the New York session lately has been so trash. You guys do not understand, bro. It's terrible. It's chop with mixed with random news candles because Trump wants to say this and that, and then back to chop. But I'm not gonna be the one that complains. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's just adapting. If the New York session isn't good, we just try Asia. Let's do it, but go live, dude. I don't go live for Asia, bro. I just don't like doing it. It takes too long. It's really uncertain. It's not worth it. I kind of just like alerting Asia and just letting it do its thing. Plus, at night is when I'm usually working on my other things, like the website and just doing stuff around the house. When do you think it'll get better, dude? I can't really tell you, bro. Hopefully soon, but dude, the fact that okay, look, in my opinion, you guys can agree or disagree. In my opinion, I believe that the market has been so shit lately, mainly because of the whole Iran thing. Ever since this whole Iran thing has been going on, bro, the markets just haven't been tradable, in my opinion. You guys can agree, you guys can disagree. But I feel like, in my opinion, when the markets will get better is whenever this whole Iran thing is out of the way. Now, not only that, but now we have to mix that with the fact that Trump wants to start doing tariffs again with Canada, and you know how that goes. First it starts with Canada, then China, then this place and that place. It becomes a whole thing. Let me see. Mary said you guys said last year August was really shit too. Last year, when did things clear up in the markets? Good question. If I remember correctly, like late August, maybe early September. But that's not really how it works, guys. I really hope you guys understand that the markets don't just magically get better just because of the day of the week. You know what I mean? It all depends on the conditions. The market is gonna remain shit until this whole Iran thing is done and over with. Can you start putting the date on your YouTube live streams so rewatching them can be more organized, either in the thumbnail or title? Dude, I'm gonna forget to do that every morning, bro. Just look at the date that the live was published. It'll tell you there. I was just curious if you can maybe follow a pattern. We definitely could. I'm not saying we can't, but realistically speaking, it's all news driven. Conditions all come from news. If there's no news, the markets are slow. If there's news, the markets are aggressive. If there's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, the markets could be a little bit clean. It's it's really all just news driven. And were we in the war with Iran last year? I don't. Maybe we were. I'm not too big on this whole war topic. But it hasn't really been as bad as what it's been lately. Lately, every other day, it's the Strait of Hormuz has now been open. Then it's closed. Then it's open. Now tariffs. Then it's open again. You know what I mean? And then it's a ceasefire. And then Iran bombs the U.S. or U.S. bombs Iran. It's like two children fucking fighting, bro. And obviously, we're the ones getting affected because look at the markets. You know what I mean? Yeah, we bunker bombed Iran last year, but it was only for a week. Yeah, exactly. And that week was probably terrible until it stopped and then the markets went back to normal. But now every other 3 days, it's once again two children fucking fighting. You know what I mean? So yeah, we get the worst of it because the markets don't know what to do itself. You know what I mean? So how are we supposed to know what it's gonna do? We're still getting good trades, but I want it to be consistent. You know what I mean? I want you guys to be making money with me. You know? What's your opinion on Bitcoin? I don't trust crypto. It's not for me, bro. XRP? No, I don't trust any of that. Ever since the government got involved with crypto, I don't trust it. Especially seeing that Trump rug pulled his own meme coin. That's all I need to know. I don't trust crypto. David, do you get payouts each month? Yes. Now I don't really need to hit a goal. I don't know if you guys know this. I feel like I say it in every stream. My accounts are built up. All I need to do for me, because a lot of you guys always question, like, David, why do you only like get small winning days, like a few $100s compared to your losses or whatever? Guys, for me, my accounts are built up, so I have a buffer to afford these big losses, right? And that's probably where the stop loss come from most times. But for those that don't know, I just flip days. Most of the time when I'm making 300, 400, $700 a day per account, that's just me flipping the date and making extra profit. So after 5 days, I just request a payout. That money gets subtracted. I keep trading, rinse and repeat. How much is your buffer up by? Right now it's at 79,000. Which sounds like a lot, but trust me, guys. I know you guys are gonna, people always like what the heck? Like, oh my god, bro. All you need is just a really consistent day with good sizing, and you get there pretty easy, dude. You guys would be surprised. A lot of people in the mentorship and a lot of people that I know in this Discord have more buffer than I do. I don't know if you guys know this, and I know certain traders, which I'm not gonna name, but I know a trader that he had. Okay, wait, let me do some math. Because he requested. I know a trader. Like, I don't know him personally, but I know him. Like, he was in my same friend group. He requested a $900,000 payout. No, it was $980,000 for 20 accounts. So you divide that by 20. He had a $50,000 buffer. So his 50K. No, yeah, he had a $50,000 buffer. Yeah, yeah. David, why don't you use a live account? I won't make as much money. For me, if I trade prop firms, I make the most money because I'm copy trading. The money's multiplying. Now, if I do this whole RP thing where because they're inviting me to it, once again, now that we're still waiting on the setup here. Now that would you guys be down for, let me for my people on YouTube, for my people here on Discord. Okay. So let me tell you guys what they're trying to invite me to, or at least trying to offer me, right? So I opened a live account under this firm, I mean not firm, this broker called Summit. right? And they're inviting me to like a program where any trade that I take, if you guys are signed up under my name or under like my account or whatever, any trade that I take, it takes it for you guys automatically. It's a live account only, according to them. But you guys let me know. I follow Steel. Okay, how does that go? Because I'm not too close to Steel, to be honest, but I'm down for it. Let me see. I'm down for it. I don't know if I can trust them. They have no license, nothing. There's no information on the website. It's a bit down cheap on them. Maybe I'm wrong. That's what I'm saying. I would want to do my research too. So yeah, they're inviting me to it, but I'm doing my research. But if it works, I mean, you know what I mean? If it works, why not? You know what I mean? I feel like it will take a lot more stress away from me in the live trading, which I'll probably still do it everything live, but I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of a benefit. Some it works great. Are you an actual user though? Like you've been using it for some time? Like I've never heard of this broker. That's why I'm trying to do my research. Do it yourself? Okay, wait. I'm not making my own broker, bro. If that's what you're trying to say. Isn't there capital gains tax on a live account? Absolutely, yes. Yes, I think it's like 40% or something. I thought you only traded prop firms. So how would that work? Well, luckily for me, I have a Mac Mini right next to me. So if I do end up doing that, which I don't know yet, man. I'm still doing my research. If I do end up doing that, if I take a trade, I'll just click it on both computers or just tab out. You know what I mean? It's not too hard. I mean, dude, I alert to two different servers. I can probably just, you know, take another trade. No. It's not like that. It's not Remy. It's like I'm pretty sure what it is you it's through their own broker. It's not like a copy trading service or like it is, but like through their own accounts or through their own funds. I don't know. I just need to see. Just alert to the server. Just alert to one server. No, bro. You gotta keep in mind, bro. It's how I grow. You guys know I don't like social media. I don't like doing social media. Um, so my only way in growing is not really larping cars or anything like online. You know what I mean? Like I grow through my own work. You know what I mean? You guys see my work, you guys like it, you guys join. I mean, obviously lately it's been a little bit slower because of the market conditions, but it's how I grow. You know what I mean? I'm not really gonna leave the server that kind of made me the person who I am today. You know what I mean? David, I'm feeling super discouraged in this market. We all are. Trust me. This market sucks. We just gotta keep pushing. As you posted yourself yesterday, dude, that's my own Instagram account, bro. That's my personal. I don't post any trading stuff on that account. Why are Apex moving people to live? I don't really think they're moving people to live. I haven't heard anyone get moved to live lately. Also, I did hear from them. I feel like I say that like every stream. Are you looking for a new entry? Yes, I'm actually waiting for an entry right now. I'm trying to get another trade cooking up, but market doesn't really look all that promising right now. So yeah, whenever the big move happens, we're waiting for it. Steel is really encouraging it by matching whatever you put in the live account. What does that mean? Like if I put 10K, you get 10K back? How does that work? Yeah. Can you withdraw it? Imagine. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, it's like, bro, it's like asking, like, yo, like, how do I withdraw the 50K from an eval, bro? You know what I mean? I'm seeing a little bit of mixed opinions though. Once again, I'll do my research. If you guys want to try it, then sure. If I end up doing it, I'll see. Profits are my main thing, anyways, but I'll see. I do want to try it. Maybe it's something new. Maybe it's a new opportunity. You know what I mean? David, do you have a video on taxes for trading? Absolutely, yes, bro. Super important. Here. Now, don't take it, like watch it, learn something, but always have a CPA that, like someone with an actual license that can help you out. With that video, I was kind of just throwing out what I knew about taxes and, with trading from my own experience. But I could be wrong on some things. So, obviously I'm not licensed. But yeah. Yeah, dude, I need these markets to get better, bro. Like seriously, it's really discouraging, bro. Like every day I wake up, I'm like, oh, please don't chop, bro. You know what that is, bro? Let me see. Someone here said, David, I joined the premium. How do I see the live stream? Hey, what's your Discord? What's your Discord? I'll link up the roles for you, bro. Can you trade live accounts plus funded? Yeah, dude. Who's to stop you, bro? Someone said get you a Series 3 if you're going that route. What's a Series 3? I'm assuming some legal stuff, right? If I'm going what route? Like the copy trading route? Do I need that? I mean, I'm sure if the broker offers it. Yeah, BMW 3 Series? Like, is that what we're talking about, bro? BMW? Or three, like a Series 3, like tax form or something, bro. What is that? Where do you believe the entry is or confirmation? We're still waiting on it. We got to see if we can reclaim a bearish bias. If we can, we can just inverse this 5-minute bullish rally gap and just trade it into the New York low once again. But we do need better selling pressure. So, you know, David, how you been, bro? Yo, this is my first time talking to you guys after I've been skydiving. Yo, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Look, if you've ever been skydiving, you probably know what I'm talking. You probably know what I'm talking about, dude. I feel like a brand new person, bro. Oh my god, dude! If you guys have ever been skydiving, oh my gosh, bro, I'm doing that shit again. Bro. That shit was fucking amazing, bro. I loved it. I honestly loved it. Now I will say the ride up on the plane was a little bit sketchy because it was like one of those like really like I'm not gonna, it's like one of those planes where like you deliver like drugs from. You know what I mean? It's one of those planes, but it was a little bit sketchy on the way up. I was just very nervous. But the plane was moving a lot. It was rocking a lot and we just kept going up. And then we're above the clouds, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna jump. The guy taps me. He's like, okay, David, we're halfway. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, we're halfway. I'm like, what? We're above the clouds though. Like, any higher and we're gonna be in space, bro. What do you mean we're halfway only? And then, dude, we went up for like another 5 minutes, and I'm looking out the window. I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, what is my life, bro? And you guys know Zaim, right? The guy who convinced me to go skydiving in the first place, dude. I was the last one who jumped out of the plane. We finally reached 18,000 feet, which apparently is like the legal limit to jump. So this guy signed me up to the most intense type of freaking skydiving thing that you could do. And he goes first. He goes in front of me, right? And all I see is Zaim, my friend Zaim, just ragdoll out of the plane. And I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, I had so many mixed feelings. It was so cold up there. It was like easily 30 degrees. Easily. And I'm like, bro, my friends just jumped out of the fucking plane and I just saw them ragdoll like there's no tomorrow, bro. And then, bro, the instructor, he doesn't even give me the option to walk in front. He like literally pushes me out the plane. And I'm looking down, my legs are dangling down the plane. And that's when like I'm not even gonna say it, bro. But you guys get what I'm saying, dude. Like, that's when I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, there's no turning back. And then the guy goes, ready, 3, 2, and then he just throws me off, bro. And then I'm not really freaking out, but I'm looking down. I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, what did I just do? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? And I'm falling for like 5 seconds. I'm like, okay, well, nothing bad has happened. I'm still falling. Okay, maybe it's not so bad. And then you can see if I haven't sent the video, but if you look in the video, you can see my face kind of change, and I start smiling. I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. Like, this is amazing because I see the whole of like the whole Florida. Actually, I can see all of Florida, and I'm like, wow, dude, this is beautiful. And then we go through a cloud, and like you feel a little bit of the mist, and it's like, David, do you get that feeling of falling, dude? To be honest, you would imagine, right? You go skydiving, and it feels like, like when you're on a roller coaster, and it's like, there's a drop, and you feel your blood go up. You would imagine it feels like that. No, just imagine just imagine a really, 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 really big fan in front of your face just blowing at max power. That's how you feel. You don't feel like you're falling. You don't feel like, you just feel like a bunch of wind in your face. And then you have a gorgeous view. One thing I will tell you guys is, I'm not gonna lie, bro. When the guy like deployed the parachute, bro, I went deaf. I don't know if it was because of the pressure, because of the altitude or whatever. I couldn't hear anything. And then obviously I got better. You know what I mean? One part that mainly scared me wasn't really the fall. It was when he put out the parachute. Dude, this guy started going crazy. We started doing like freaking donuts in the sky, bro. I'm like, yo, chill. let me land safely, please. You know what I mean? But yeah, other than that, bro, honestly, skydiving, it was amazing. I'm gonna do it again. That's something I will do again a million times. Honestly, one of the coolest hobbies you can have, because there's people on the plane where they're like fist bumping me and they're like, okay, well, this is my stop. And they just jump out. Like, they just jump out. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, what the hell? All right. I'll see you on the floor then. You know what I mean? I'll see you on the ground. But yeah. Honestly, amazing. If you guys have ever been considering skydiving and your fear has been stopping you, honestly, hold on. Honestly, that fear, like that's like in your mind, it literally flies away. Like as you jump out of the plane, it just whew, that fear stays up there, and then you go down, new person. Like I'm being serious. Like it's one of the best feelings ever. Honestly, I don't think I've ever had more fun in my life, and I've had a lot of fun. I mean, I do a lot of stupid shit, but skydiving, honestly, one of the best experiences, if not the best experience of my life. Now the next goal is skydiving by myself, which that I probably won't ever do. I'm a little bit too scared for that. I don't trust myself. But yeah. And I asked the guy, I'm like, yo, like how many times do you skydive a day? He's like, oh yeah, 20. You jump out of a plane 20 times, dude. I'll literally quit trading right now to skydive 20 times a day, bro. That sounds like a dream, bro. Well, to be honest, he probably gets bored of it, but yeah. I mean, dude, too much of anything could be too bad. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? It doesn't sound too bad of a job. You know, just getting paid, jumping out with your friends, dude. Fuck it. I'll do that. Where do you go skydiving from? I did it in Tampa because I was gonna do it here in Homestead in Miami. But my friend he lives in Tampa. He's like, nah, bro, just come to me. I'm like, bro, fuck it. I was due for a road trip anyways, so it wasn't that bad. Anyways, all right, let's see what we got here, guys. So right now we are dumping a little bit more here. We are going back down into this 5 minute bullish rally gap. If we can reclaim 29,038 and hold below it, which I already went ahead and put here, we can have more of a bearish bias back down. And we can just look to take some sort of a short position into the price target down here, and obviously the targets that we just never tapped into before, which would be the New York low, the 930 area, and then obviously any lower would just be anything extra, which I don't think we see. But the main targets will just be these two levels here. Now the question is do we want to hold the fair value gap, which we can't really long from because once again we're inside of the 15 minute, or do we want to inverse it from a 15-minute rejection into a 5-minute inverse? All right, guys. So yeah, just I'm not gonna say start locking in, but you know, just be aware that we are approaching the setup a little bit. You know, we're right there. You know, we're in the midpoint of the fair value gap. All we need is one really good selling candle, and we go straight into it. All right, guys. So yeah. Now I do like the setup a little bit more now with the fact, you know, due to the fact that volume looks a little bit better. So yeah, we'll see how we do with that sizing here. As long as the stop loss looks pretty fair, which we could just do maybe the 5-minute gap here if this is a 5-minute gap. It is, yeah, actually. So yeah, we could probably do like a 5-minute gap here for not 57 points. Actually, not bad. I do have to use the bathroom though. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So hopefully I have enough time to use it before we actually enter this trade. I'll probably just have to. I'm not gonna target those lows down there. It's a little bit unrealistic. We're gonna just do something like this. Yeah, once again, I've been telling you guys since market open, actually since we got stopped on the first trade, unfortunately, that I personally still believe that the market seeks lower. There's no way, in my opinion, that the market dumps down. I mean, the market fully reverses back up with bearish tariff news. It doesn't make sense until that tariff is completely called off. You know what I mean? So yes, we got stopped on the first trade, which should have worked in my opinion. I mean, we got very close to that price target. But it just could have been a higher time frame pullback, a little bit more of an aggressive pullback before we seek lower. So I feel a little bit more confident now, thanks to the fact that we're not only getting the pullback, but we are rejecting off the midpoint of the 15-minute fair value gap, and we have enough selling pressure to inverse this 5-minute for room for lower. So it doesn't look bad, and the price targets look amazing as well. I mean, we're talking 70 points, which will probably still beforehand. But yeah, in my opinion, the trade looks amazing, and then we could just place our stop loss at the 5-minute gap here. Now, if this doesn't work, then yeah, I'm really I'll be back for Asia. You know what I mean? But this will be my last shot at this. Dude, is that our P, bro? Bro, dude. All right, bro. All right, dude. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick. I'll be back. Alrighty, I'm back. What are we doing? Nothing. Okay. Dude, my cat is slumped, bro. Oh my gosh. Dude, I gotta take a picture of him. Hold on. Alright, back. Anyways, okay. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, we still have this fair value gap here, which we can use as a reference for a stop loss. So 5-minute bullish FEG here. Anything above 38 and we're bullish. So hopefully as we take shorts, we don't do that whole choppy mess where we just you know. But yeah, hopefully we can inverse this gap here. We need a little bit of better selling pressure, to be honest. But yeah, we'll see. Also, I put bullish here. I meant to say bearish. There you go. Yeah. All right. In the meantime, I guess we just wait this out and just see what we can do here. But yeah. Yo, what are you guys saying in the chat, bro? My gosh, bro. But yeah, let's see if we can get some more selling pressure here. Oh, what the heck? Dude, yes, is dumping. Wait. What? How? From where? What? Wait. Was it? Okay, let me delete this actually. I'm not gonna use this. Actually. Yeah, I'm not gonna use it because we're using off this here. Okay, ES is actually dumping a little bit more here. I'm not gonna lie, ES does look a little bit more interesting. Actually, ES inverse the same fair value gap that we just made right now. It inversed it actually 3 points ago. Okay, I was about to say, like, what the hell? I see a video of me skydiving. I'm not even gonna play the video, bro. Honestly, I already know what's coming. I'm not gonna play it. But yeah. Yeah, ES is dumping. It's only dumped 3 points past the fair value gap, so it's nothing crazy. But ES definitely looks like it's leading a little bit lower. Because I mean it's doing everything first before NQ does any. I mean NQ's just sitting there. So let's see if NQ can catch up with this volume. But yeah, we'll see. Because I don't think I don't really want to take ES though, to be honest. Yeah, 6-point price target. Yeah, no. Because if you would have taken it off here, you would have put your stop loss as a structure, which is definitely more than 6 points. 8 points. Not too bad. We'll see what we can do. I'll give you a. Does your good, bro? Let me watch the video, bro. Oh hell no, bro, dude. I knew not to play that shit, bro. Dude, I might just have to ban you for that, bro. But, all right, there goes the fair value gap. So we can't really use the stop loss as the gap if we inverse this gap anyways. I mean, this could just be a bounce before we seek higher. But the thing is, we can't even take long since we're outside of the 15-minute. We would have to wait for this to get inverse up here. Which should be the 5 and 15-minute gap here. So let me just put 5 stars 15-minute. This could be more of a setup for Asia, actually. Yeah, so far nothing yet. Don't ban me. It wasn't me. Bro, who was it, bro? Name them, dude. Let me find out it was Hanif, dude. Let me find out it was Hanif, bro. By the way, guys, really good green to red flip there. Fake out of doom. I mean, whoever took that 5-minute gap. Oh my gosh. It was Jeff? Yo. Yo, we're actually getting some really good selling pressure. Okay, now I need to lock in. We can just do a candle high up here. Same thing. Yeah, we could do like a 2980 stop, maybe 2980. I mean, we could do 2979, but it's the same thing. 2980. There you go. So yeah, 60 points, 73 positive risk to reward. Okay, yeah, not too bad. Yes, rotations of fair value gap is rejecting. It does have a low here, which if we take it out, we could sweep. But the selling looks really good, and we reclaim this. We could still take shorts on NQ into the lower liquidity. So yeah, let's see if it does work. Hopefully. It's another one of these trades where you just have to hope and pray that we don't chop, bro. I hate that it's gotten to this point, bro. I really do. But we'll see. Let's see if we can dump this down. We had a really good green to red flip, so hopefully that holds with the selling. Unless it's just choppy, which hopefully it's not, because you know the entry's right there. Why trade it then? Well, no, I'm not saying the setup is bad. I'm just saying, with the most recent market conditions lately, for the last month, it's one of those trades where it's like you have to hope you don't chop. You know what I mean? But no, the setup is there. I'm not discrediting the setup. We gotta be careful with the ES though. ES is holding red, which is good. It wants lower. Maybe we want this New York low, which we could target if we take shorts on NQ. We just have to scale out a little bit earlier. But we need NQ to pick up the selling pressure here, because ES wants lower, obviously. I mean, we're breaking past the previous candle low. Yeah, there we go. Well, NQ is just sitting there. So we need NQ to kind of dump down below 38 first, and then below 20. And then we take shorts. In the meantime, I guess we just wait it out. David, have you seen the GTA 6 leaks? Dude, I have. It's an old video, so you know what I mean? I'm not really, too surprised. It looks awesome. The game looks amazing, but apparently it's like an old build. So yeah. One thing I will say though with GTA 6, guys, is dude, the expectations with that game, it's too high up, bro. People are gonna complain about it. Like, no doubt about it. People are gonna complain about that game, no matter how good it is. The expectations, obviously, dude, we've been waiting years. The marketing, the promoting, the talk online, the memes around it, dude. The expectations are like up here, bro. Yeah, I feel like I'm not gonna say that game is gonna flop, but in this day and age, bro, when people complain about literally anything and everything, people are gonna complain about that game, and I'm sure Rockstar knows about that, bro. So yeah, bro, people are not gonna be happy with that game. Honestly, I'm not. My expectations were never too high up. I just want to play a new game that is not, you know, built around freaking just battle passes and money like COD, Fortnite, and all these other games. I mean, I want to play something new, bro. You know what I mean? Like, there hasn't been a good game until, so hopefully GTA 6. I mean, you know what I mean? Someone said, if a stripper doesn't hop through the screen and fill up on me, I'm gonna refund it. I mean, dude, honestly, you're not even wrong for thinking like that, bro. That's the first place that we're all going to, bro. No, someone said here, no, but no, for real though, I lost interest in games simply because there's no good ones. Yeah, I mean, dude, nothing nowadays is good anymore, bro. It's everything has been garbage, bro. Movies aren't good, games aren't good, they're not fun, they're not entertaining. It's all just money, bro. Money, 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 money. Battle pass, battle pass, battle pass, battle pass. It's terrible, dude. Have you ever played Ghost of a little bit, not so much. Play Rust? I'm good, bro. Thank you. Dude, I have seen how those people play. I am good off that game, dude. I'm beyond good. Like, I won't even touch that game with the 10 football, bro. Have you played Red Dead Redemption? It's never been my type of game. I played it. I almost beat the game, but it's alright. The Odyssey is a pretty dude. I watched the Fast and Furious yesterday. Pretty nice movie. I haven't watched a movie in a fat minute, dude. David, what time are you gonna get off? It's already 11. It's 11:20. I thought it was like 10:30. I don't know. I mean, maybe soon if the market just keeps chopping through the setup. I mean, what more can we do here? You know. But I want to give you guys one more setup, bro. Like, I want to get a good setup to start the week, bro. But damn, dude, this market has been so trash lately. Elden Ring, dude. Honestly, I don't know, dude. Yeah. Those aren't my type of games. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Those aren't really my type of games. It's too slow based. Like, I don't know. Maybe I haven't gotten far into the game. I did buy it. I played it for a few hours. And I'm like, dude, this is the type of game that you play for like one night and then you just never look at it again. At least for me. We need another Apex Legends hype wise. Dude, no. You know what we need? Another Splitgate type of hype. That game, bro, although it lasted a few days or like a week max, bro, that game was amazing, bro. Kind of sucks that even if you do buy it, you don't technically own it. What, GTA 6? What do you mean? What do you mean you don't own the game? What is that supposed to mean? Console? It's digital? Well, yeah, I mean, Yeah, I know about digital games, but like, what do you mean you don't own it? It's just under your account. If anything, it's a good thing. You could just game share. If you're like, oh, they could take it away from you. No, they can't, bro. What do you mean they can take? Why would Rockstar take away David's game? Like, what? In what world? But why would they remove it? I get it. Yeah, they can remove it. You lose your account. You know, whatever. But why? Why would they do that? If you're not active, they'll just remove the game. Dude, they're not doing that, bro. That's like a lawsuit and a half, bro. You're telling me if I don't play the game for 30 days, or let's just say, for example, 30 days, they just take away the game from me? That's why people are rioting? Hmm. Interesting. I did not know that. I didn't know that was gonna. I do know that it didn't. It wasn't gonna have a disc, but taking it away from you. I mean, let me see. No, Sony said they remove inactive accounts after 30 days. Nah, that's not true. That's not true at all, dude. I haven't touched my PS5. My PS5 has literal like dust on it, bro, because I don't play on it, and they haven't taken anything away. I think that's all fake. I don't believe that. Oh, they haven't started yet. Oh wow. Okay, well yeah. Well, okay. I get why you guys are mad then. That's bullshit. Why would they do that, bro? People have lives, bro. What are they trying to do, bro? What's your point? I mean, dude, as long as you're paying for PS Plus, why are they complaining? Who cares if I'm not playing? They're still getting paid. You know what? David, can you get a trade? I'm trying, bro. I'm trying for this shit to dump, bro. But I'm assuming ES already hit the level of liquidity. Yep, there it is. So if ES wants to sweep, NQ's gonna bounce off of this. There's a gap. Expectation 33 is peak. Isn't that a movie? Expectation 33? Sounds like a movie. Wow, I did not know they can just take it away from me. That is so stupid. 90 days? Still, dude, like, what if someone has to go and serve for the army, bro? You know what I mean? Like, what about them? You know? That's why we're moving to PC and PS5 emulators. Oh yeah, for sure, bro. What? Dude, PC has always been on top. It kind of sucks that PC always gets the games like last, especially for GTA. You can make a request to get the account back. You shouldn't have to make a request just because I didn't use your platform. That's so stupid. I'm sure that's gonna go south. Like, there's no way they do that, right? It is stupid. Yeah, like what? Yo, if we haven't had like a clear time, this yo, does Sony have a stock? We could just short that shit, bro. Seriously, that's the freest money ever, bro. Like, no one's gonna like that, bro. Like, who even thought about that, bro? Anyways, I guess we keep waiting for the setup here. ES did take out the level of liquidity that we wanted to target in the first trade. So it's probably trying to sweep it right now. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, bro. I never trade ES. I, every day I get closer and closer to just wanting to trade ES, bro. Because NQ just absolutely sucks to trade, bro. It's so bad, bro. I hate trading NQ, bro. The conditions suck. Lately, ES has been doing other moves. It's been taking out every level of liquidity while NQ just sits there and does nothing. So I don't know. Maybe we tried ES. Maybe we tried ES for the first time in months. You're out. I don't even blame you. I really want to get a winning trade back, but we'll see how the markets react. The thing is, even if we want to, even if you want to inverse this 5-minute gap here, we need to wait for the VWAP up. So yeah. Hopefully it's just a pullback before we see lower, because I want NQ to go down. But bro, do you think Asia's gonna go tonight? I hope so, bro. Like, I cannot stand looking at another choppy market all day today, bro. I really can't, dude. I really can't like deal with this chop. Since I joined you 3 weeks ago, I've been hearing about you talk about, or I've been hearing you talk about ES, just trade ES. I mean, yeah, it's getting to that point. At this point, yeah, it's literally getting to that point. But dude, it's because I use ES. You hear about me talking about ES a lot because I use ES as a confluence. I use ES as an SMT, right? So when you hear me talking about ES, I always just say like, yo, like if we're gonna go down, use ES as an extra price target if ES is leading. But dude, it's gonna get to the point where I'm just gonna trade ES because like, dude, NQ is what is this, bro? And we can't even long it now because we're inside of the 15-minute. Yeah, we are getting some really good buying pressure off this deal wall sweep here. We could look for an inverse off of this fair value gap, but the VWAP is going to be a little bit worrying, especially with the fact that we are respecting the VWAP. So I don't really think the setup is even going to be worth taking. Yeah, 2 points. Like, are you serious? I'm not doing that. 15-minute ES. We already filled most of the 15-minute anyways. Yeah, we're kind of already filled. I mean, if this is going to stop us out, then, you know, everything is always in our way. Pfft, tell me about it. That's what happens when we have too many confluences as well. We look for too many things, and then all it takes is one little thing, and then, you know. Okay. I just read something on YouTube. I'll let you guys be the judge. Someone said here, I will say this, and I quote from my YouTube chat. Someone said, and I quote, I will say this though, in a world where buying isn't owning, then privacy, piracy isn't stealing. What do you guys think about that? Honestly, look, I'm not gonna condone any stealing or anything, but I mean, dude, Sony is kind of stealing our money from inactivity. That's not really fair. You know what I mean? It's not stealing, technically, yeah. Honestly, I like the way you think. I do like the way you think, seriously. Because yeah, that's stupid, bro. Like, imagine your account of years upon years of data just gone just because you didn't play on the PS5. Hiring is better for business. Oh yeah, for sure. In my opinion, I believe so. There was actually an article about some indie game that was pirated, and the owner of the game actually had like it gives you like I don't know how to explain it. It's like organic marketing. Think about it like that. So you don't agree with the Apex rules? Well, I don't know how you can pirate an Apex account, but you know, I guess you know. Someone said, so David, if I take 4 of my fingers and steal your wallet, okay, that's not the same thing. I don't think that's the same thing. You're getting off. Honestly, I don't blame you. Like I said, I'm trying to get one more trade, but it's hard. Same with Apex, right? Well, yeah, but you get the point. Like, I don't really think you can pirate an Apex account. But yeah, I mean, I do agree with what you said, though. Not that I agree with pirating, of course. You know, YouTube. I'm not saying that or anything. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but it does make sense, though. You know what I mean? Someone said here, just to ban that. I hedge across 2 funded accounts, lost on both. That's how you know this market is shit. Oh my gosh, dude. Honestly, bro, I'm not nice to you guys. I'm really down to just main Asia this week, bro. Would I still be able to get a payout on an account that I didn't hedge on? Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Is the new Fast and Furious movie? No, I didn't watch the new one. I watched the 25th anniversary one. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, guys, I guess we just keep waiting. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. What was that? Dude, I looked away for 1 second. News? Yeah. I mean, surely it's news. What the fuck was that? Hold on. I'm not seeing any news yet. I mean, I'm sure they're typing it up. What the fuck? I mean, dude, if we want to pump like this, I'm all for it, bro. Long it. Long it. No, don't long it. But you get the point. Like if we pump up, then I'm down too long. You know what I mean? But why did we just pump up like that? What the heck? Hold on. Walter Bloomberg? Hello? Anything? Nothing. Why did we just pump up like that? I'm gonna delete this now that our bias is embarrassed. Talk about a perfect VWAP projection though. Literally perfect, bro. Oh my gosh. I mean, we still have to pump up 70 points for an entry. Oh, no, never mind. I mean, straight back down. Okay. Well, yeah, something is definitely happening here. There's some sort of news. Um, I'm not seeing anything yet, guys. Oh, right here. Oh, look at that, guys. Surprise. Oh my gosh, bro. Okay. Like an hour ago, I told you guys the whole reason why the market is trash is because we have Iran and US war. Now we have Canada war, and it's probably going to get worse because, Trump is going to go to China, then to Korea, and then to, I don't know, Iran and all that stuff. Next tariff. US eyes a 7.5% China overcapacity tariff before XI and Trump talks. So I don't think that's really a tariff increase. There's definitely something on tariffs. So Trump is getting back on tariffs. So once again, U.S. eyes a 7.5% China I can't even read, bro. Overcapacity tariff before XI and Trump talks. Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, that could be bullish. I mean, the market's not really reacting too much. All we had was just one pump, compared to the dump here. But you know, yeah, that's kind of all I'm seeing. Yeah, just a 7.5 over capacity. What does that even mean? Is that bullish? Is that bearish? Is that nothing? Also, by the way, very nice. If you guys took the longs, really good shit. Now, you took longs off this balance here, which is really clean, but really ballsy, dude. You took longs into a freaking 15-minute inverse. I mean, into a 15-minute bearish gap. Dude, are those Patrick shorts, bro? I know, bro. Are you wearing Patrick shorts? All right, bro. But yeah, now with this volume spiking up a little bit, hopefully this can create some sort of a better setup that we can take. But for now, I mean, we just continue waiting. Talk about a perfect VWAP projection though. Let me see. David, I have my lunch right now. I got like 10 people around me. I'm putting them on to you, bro. Let me put out a good trade first, so you can see what I'm about, bro. But yeah, I'm not sure about those lungs. No, I'm not telling you guys to go long. No, hold on, hold your horses. I mean, like, hold on. We still need a setup. Like, we have the setup there. We just gotta approach it. You know what I mean? Yeah, where's Karabi? But we're all getting beat up by the markets. Me, Karabi, every other trader out there, dude, we're all getting beat up by the markets, bro. It hasn't been too fun lately. I'm sure Karabi can agree. Bro. Yeah, see if we can keep pumping this up. Once again, we're not if we do take longs, we're not super far away from an entry. Like what, 60 points? All we need is one really good pump, and then we're there. It'll be a 5 and 15-minute inverse, room for higher, really good trend, really good higher highs, higher lows. Honestly, this doesn't look bad. It's just wait for that setup to come around, if we even get it. You took longs off the 5-minute inverse on ES. How? How? Because when we inversed, oh, you probably took the retracement. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Is that a good setup? Honestly, yeah, I would say so. We have good sweep, good buying pressure, good room for higher, which we're about to hit actually. Yeah, not bad, not bad. I'm ready for NQ though, which I'm sure we can see soon. I mean, as long as we get like at least 2 good 30-point candles, we should be at the end at the entry in no time. So I'm gonna stay on stream for a little bit longer. It's definitely gonna be one of the more longer streams today. But we'll see what we can cook up. Just what are you trading? What do you mean you blew your phone? There's no setup. Yo, what are you guys doing, bro? Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Wait for the setup. Now, on the bright side, one thing I will tell you guys that is finally some good news in the markets is it kind of does seem like NQ. If the market's gonna be pumping up today, NQ does seem like it has the S&T. Yes, we can all see here it's not breaking past any previous candle highs. It's not doing much. Well, NQ is actually doing a lot more. So if the market wants to go higher, by us trading NQ, we're in the green. You know what I mean? So now it's just wait for the inverse to come around. But yeah. The ES 5 minute was also inside the 15 minute. I believe I saw that. No. We're still inside the 15 minute. The 15 minute inverse is at 676. So pretty much above 675 the drawn liquidity. But in Q we need this to inverse. Because I do want to inverse the 5 and 15 minute here. Because then we could look for some longs. We could probably just do like more of a 1-to-1. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do a structure based stop loss with this trade. Yeah, the price target is not gonna be worth it. What, 47 points versus 85? Yeah, no. We could probably just do like more of a view up stop loss, if anything. I'm sure it will average up anyways. We could probably have like 3 price targets here. Yeah, we could do something like this. To be honest, wouldn't be too bad. But I really hope this whole China thing actually makes the markets go up and kind of makes the markets forget about the whole Canada tariff thing. So we'll see. I mean, we got a pretty positive reaction here. So yeah, see what we can work with there. Hopefully, we can see higher above that inverse though. Yeah, now we're officially inside of the 5 minute gap here, and we're about 40 points away from a potential entry. Yeah, 43 points. Unfortunately, with this trade, we're gonna have to use more. I'm not gonna say point-based options. We could do more of a VWAP. At 136, which wouldn't be bad. And then we can have our targets at. Oh, these are some old targets actually. Let me delete these. At 243. Yep, 243, 33, and then we would have the final target, which would just be like a placeholder, 3 or 4. There you go. So you're lucky getting me off, bro. All right, bro. But yeah, let's see if we reject this 5 minute here. Surprisingly, ES has not hit that level of liquidity. Very surprising. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Which is a good sign. I mean, it could be a good sign because obviously it just shows us that NQ is leading the market a lot more, which is good. You know what I mean? Because if we take a long term NQ and it's leading, we're gonna see higher. Your view up is different from mine. You probably just have different settings on. You don't have to change any input settings. Just go to style and just turn all of these off. You don't need these. Just turn off band fill, turn off lower band, upper band. All you need is just the view up. David, do you think copy trading you and trying to pass in a day or two by sizing heavy and your trace is viable? Yeah, why not? We just need a good market. That's all we need. The trades aren't the problem. It's just the conditions. You know what I mean? Like we need better conditions. I have the middle band, but it's still in the 160s. Huh. The 160s. Do you have delayed data? Nah, even then. Are you sure you have to put the first one, the one under technicals, not the auto anchored. You need the VWAP, the volume weighted average price, this one. Mine is in the 160s too. The fuck? Mine is at 130. Wait. No, time frames don't really change. I'm not sure. Mine too. Yo, hold on. What do you mean it's at 160? Wait, are you guys on MQ? Maybe MQ has it like that. Ah, that's why, bro. You guys are probably on MNQ. That's why, bro. MNQ has different count. Wait, why is it so different though? Yeah, wait. Why is VWAP so different? Because usually is like, sometimes it'll be like 1 or 2 points, or like maybe like 5, maybe 10 points the most of a difference. 30-point difference? Why? What the heck? MNQ. Why is it so different? Yeah, the candles look literally identical. I'm not sure. I also base it off of NQ, but still. Yeah, guys, so start locking in. Maybe we can get some longs here soon. All right, guys. Hopefully we can make this shit work. I do like this. I really do like the buying pressure that we're getting. And it's also news driven, which makes it a little bit more stable than what we've had before. That's for sure. But yeah, let's see if we can trade this into 243. We need to break above the 196 area though. That's where the inverse fair value, the fair value gets inversed. I'm a little bit, bummed out that we can't really use a structure-based stop loss. I mean, maybe we have like a 1-minute low. No, we don't. Okay, yeah, no, we definitely can't do that. Because I wanted to use a structure at 110, but that's too far away. That's 85 points. It's not really worth it. You know what I mean? So I would say like a hold below the VWAP and we're out. You know what I mean? So yeah. I mean, you could probably even do a little bit less for about 50 points if you want to have like a really good risk reward. Because the PT is 47, depending on your entry, 47 points. You do like a more of a 50-point stop loss. I'm gonna do more of a reasonable stop loss at the VWAP because I'm also planning on holding runners for higher. So I want to give the trade as much room to breathe as possible. But obviously you guys can always agree to disagree and all that good stuff. Just use your own stop. But for me, I feel like the VWAP will probably be one of the better placements rather than just a point-based stop loss. And ES finally took out this high up here. So let's see what it does. It is inversing this 5 and 15-minute gap here that NQ is actually inside of right now. So we'll see how we react off ES first before we enter. And if ES wants to continue going higher into the 682, we just take longs on NQ off the inverse. It will look just as good as the last setup. Hopefully it just plays out this time with no chop. You know what I mean? Fingers crossed, please. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll see. Let's give the market a little bit more time, and obviously let's just see what we do from there. What about the 4-hour? I don't want to use the 4-hour. But either way, even if you use the 4-hour, your price target sits before it. Because remember, we're targeting the liquidity. So the 4-hour starts at 250. We're targeting 240. You know what I mean? So we could just go off that. We don't really have to worry about the 1-hour. On the right side, we are investing the 5-minute, the 50-minute, the 30-minute, and even the hourly. So, dude, longs look chef's kiss. Now, the question is do we chop? Because the setup is good. I'm not going to discredit the setup. The setup is amazing. I would take the setup 10 out of 10 times any day. You know what I mean? Question is do we chop? We'll see. Now, I really wish we had some sort of other setup. I mean, yeah, you could have taken this or this inverse or whatever. But to be honest, not in the 15-minute. Not for me. I would rather just wait for everything to get inverse and then we go from there. There should I went on to inverse the anyway, sorry. David, should I wait for on NQ to inverse or take longs on ES now that I already inverse the gap? If you're trading ES, trade what ES is telling you. Which, to be honest, I wouldn't really do that because we're sitting at a level of liquidity. But if we hold above it with really good buying pressure, by all means, go ahead. Now, if you don't want to enter because this is drawn liquidity, you could just enter based off NQ. Shouldn't we wait for a pullback 3 candles in a row with no pullback? You could. You definitely could. That's why I'm giving the stop loss a little bit more breathing room. Hopefully we get a pullback beforehand, but I wouldn't really mind, to be honest. But yeah. But 15 minutes is way too big. The gap's only valid if you react. Yeah, I mean, dude, trust me, bro, I've had times where I'm like, yeah, the gap is too big. We're not going to do anything through it. You can imagine how that went. David, with a gap over 100 points. Remember, guys, the points inside the gap don't really matter. As long as there's an imbalance that you can take, as long as you like the price target points, you can always take it. Yeah, I figured, Dan. Oh, yeah, you're probably doing MNQ. Yeah, let's see if we can take some longs here. I hope you can. You know what I mean, obviously to trade into these targets. On the bright side, NQ does look a little bit stronger. So even though ES already inversed the fair value gap, we should see the price targets on NQ first, which is good. As long as we have really good buying pressure, of course. David, what are you sizing? I'm not sure yet. But I do like the setup a lot more than the last setup. The momentum looks a lot better, and the setup just overall looks really structured. We have a 5-minute inverse, 15-minute inverse, 30-minute inverse, 1-hour inverse, bullish bias, really good buying momentum, really good trend. Right here, as you guys see right here. So overall, I kind of really do like it, I would say. I'm just hoping the market doesn't pull like any stupid moves last second, stops us out. Yeah, we still have some pretty healthy buying pressure. It seems like we want to seek higher. ES is kind of rejecting a little bit. Hopefully this draw liquidity doesn't become a problem. It shouldn't, especially with NQ leading. If NQ is leading and NQ is bullish, we're gonna go up. You know what I mean? Maybe we can use ES as a price target, but I kind of believe that NQ might see the price target beforehand. NQ just looks way stronger, like I said. So yeah, let's see. So yeah, if you guys want, in the meantime, start hovering over the buy button. For me, I personally really do like the setup a lot. Multiple time frames, confirmation looks amazing. I really do like it. So yeah, let's see what we can cook up here. See if we can get a nice break above 197 is what we need. All right, yeah, I'm gonna try here. All right, I'm in long size. 198, 198. I got further 198. I'm trying to get an early entry. 198. This is gonna be my last setup for the day, guys. All right. If these don't work, then the market. I'm just gonna do Asia. Look at this. There you go. Make sure the stop is good. Thank you, longs. 198. Perfect. PTs 243, 283, and 304. 305, 304. Same thing. Potato. And then 29,139, 136 is my stop. 136. Let me just move this down a little bigger. There you go. 136. Perfect. All right. Yeah, we're pretty much all set. Now, if ES takes out this level of liquidity, depending on how many points we're up on NQ, we can also scale out here. Maybe something light. Once again, I'm pretty confident that if we see this high up here on ES, we should be able to see it on NQ as well, knowing the fact that NQ is like twice as strong as ES at the moment. So yeah, we just go from there. Hopefully the setup works out. I mean, it looks really good, really promising. Someone say, is Apex better than Top Step? Dude, in my opinion, I don't really think any other firm is better than each other. Every firm out there is good. Wait a minute. Every firm out there is good in their own ways. It's why a lot of traders, use multiple firms. For example, some people like Top Step, some people like Apex. I personally like Apex. Some people like Lucid. You know what I mean? It all depends on the type of trader that you are and if it matches your rules. If it matches your rules and that firm works for you, then use it. You know what I mean? Top Step is good. Apex is good. Lucid is good. MFF is good. All these firms are really good. It's why they're popular. It's why people use them. Now, we are getting a little bit of a pullback here, which could be normal. Oh, wait. Let me actually put my stop loss here. 136. There you go. But yeah. Now we need to keep an eye out on ES here. I don't think it's going to be too much of a big deal here off of 675, but we are kind of due for a pullback a little bit. So we'll see what we can do here. But hopefully it's inverse holds because we are using like every time frame. And once again, guys, if this doesn't hold, then I'm just off. Like I'm gonna get off and probably just trade Asia for the rest of the week because the New York session has not been blessing anyone up lately. What if price rejects off those highs? Which highs? The one on ES? That's why I'm telling you guys, we could scale here. We could scale out here if we see those highs. Anyways, let me kind of do this. There you go. Let's see what we can cook up with these longs. Hopefully they work out. Like I said, they look really promising. I really do like the way longs look, especially with all those time frames getting inversed. And the confirmations, the MSS model here and everything, I really do like it. What's LFF? LFF? What do you mean LFF? You mean MSS right down here? Market structure shift. This is when we went from a bearish trend, lower highs and lower lows, into a DOL sweep, into higher highs and higher lows. So just the market trend just changing from bearish to bullish. If that's what you meant here. Maybe you can't see it because of the stream quality or whatever. Yeah. And when you're, dude, there's no way you're trading at the park, bro. David, can you please live trade Asia? I don't know, man. I really do hate live trading Asia. I can give it a shot for at least one stream to see how it goes, but once again, I personally just prefer alerting it. It's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. It's just that Asia's too slow. I'm not trying to be on stream for too long. Not that the New York section is any better. But we'll see. Now, obviously, if we get a pullback, it's not too big of a deal as long as obviously we don't go below the view up. But yeah, obviously the market's been pumping up quite a bit here. I don't think, the 15 minute. We don't have anything on the 15 minute. So yeah, as long as you're able to hold above this, DOL, bullish. Guys, we should be chilling. Now, I'm not gonna lie, ES is picking up a little bit more buying pressure here. YQ is just sitting at the entry. Hopefully, it doesn't become too much of an issue. But let me see. Someone said here, David, I've never had so many girls around me watching the stream. We gotta win this one. Yo, all right, bro. I don't know. Now we gotta win this one, bro, for sure. Hopefully, the market doesn't act up. Yeah, both the NQ and ES are holding above the VWAP. up. Good buying pressure, good momentum, good buying pressure, good inverse off every time frame. I don't see why we wouldn't go back up unless it's going to be a pullback. Hopefully, if it is a pullback, hopefully it's not too big of a pullback. The question is, I just won't know where we're going to pull back into. It could be the VWAP. It could just be a random point-based pullback, or maybe don't pull back at all. Who knows? But hopefully we don't have to deal with that mid-trade. Yes, swept the highs, rejecting off the opening range breakout. No, ES has not swept the high yet. Well, it took out the high, but it hasn't swept it yet. I would say a sweep is good. It's valid below 75. But I'm not super worried about ES due to the fact that NQ is leading a little bit more. Or at least it was. Maybe it still is. But either one that takes out the high first, I'll probably just skill out. And then I guess just hold runners until I flip the day back green. If I can try. If I can even do that. Depends on how the trade plays out. Now we have another 15-minute gap here, which I actually did not. Actually, no, we don't. It's not a 15-minute gap. We in this trade together? I think we push higher. Yeah, I believe so as well. Hopefully just that the buying pressure doesn't really die down as we enter. But other than that, I mean, I don't see why we shouldn't seek higher, especially into this one price target. I mean, it's right there. I mean, if the market really wants to use this as a magnet, we use it as a magnet. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll see. Once again, my personal stops are placed at the VWAP on NQ, which would be around like 136 around there. Bottom of the opening range breakout is 208. 208. Once again, I don't really trade opening range breakouts, so I don't really know what to look out for. 208, you say? I'm not really seeing anything here. Bottom of the opening range breakout. I'm not really seeing any wicks here. I'm not sure where you're seeing that from. Yeah, and by the way, guys, this trade could take a little bit longer than usual, mainly because we're taking this trade going into lunch hour, which doesn't always guarantee a slow or choppy market, but obviously the chances are slightly higher that the market could slow down for like a good hour or so. So yeah, this trade's gonna take a little bit of a minute. We just need to see how ES holds this 75 level. 9 points here. This is going to be a valid gap here on the 5-minute. Not that we retrace into it. At least I would hope not. Now, on 5-minute, I don't think we have any gaps here. Unless there's a gap. No, 36 points. So yeah, this could just be a retracement to this ES low, and then we seek higher. ES just looks so much better. Yeah, I want to say better, but both look like they want higher, which is why I'm trying to trade longs here. Like I said, this trade is going to take a minute, though. We're approaching lunch hour. And we have a lot of breathing room in this trade as well. Or at least I would hope we do, you know, unless we get like a random dump. I just see how the SMT looks. It flips every second, bro. Which usually it's never been like that either. David, would you suggest a 100K rather than a 50K? If you feel like your sizing is a little bit of an issue, or maybe like your stop loss or whatever, yeah, you can always use just more buffer on those accounts. There's no really such thing as a better account. They're all kind of the same thing. It's just that they have a bigger target or a bigger buffer. I'm trying to see if ES wants to hold above this. As long as it's able to, we should be good. It's just still holding green. No shot we get another SMT flip mid-trade, bro. That would be the most unlucky shit ever. Because right now, as you can all see, we're all holding above 75. And ES seems like it wants higher. I mean, the volume is kind of okay, but NQ on your hand is just dumping after the inverse. Like, in what world? For what? I really can't get a grasp of this market, bro. I really can't. Because ES is holding green now, while NQ was bullish a second ago, and now NQ's dumping? Like, for what? Bro, this market is so frustrating, bro. I'm not gonna say anything yet, because obviously it could just be a retracement back near the VWAP before we seek higher. But I just don't see why, you know. But we'll see. Let's give the trade a little bit more room to breathe. Once again, guys, my personal stop is placed at 136. If we can't hold above the VWAP, then bro, I'm just off until Asia. I'll probably just trade, like I said, if the New York session isn't good for today and tomorrow, bro, I might just trade Asia the whole week. Because that's when my best trades come around. The volume isn't too crazy, but it's still pretty clean. I just don't get like where is the selling coming from? I don't get what we're tapping into to just dump straight down, especially while ES is holding green. Because obviously there's supposed to be some sort of an SMT that they follow each other, you know. But let's see. Maybe this was just a retracement into the draw liquidity point before we see higher, where NQ could just bounce back up. But once again, I just don't get where these pullbacks are coming from, because usually it's from DOL sweeps into a temporary pullback, and then we see higher into the price targets. Yeah, look, now ES is pumping here. It's holding green. It was a retracement to the drawn liquidity. I mean, NQ is kind of whatever, but we'll see. I just wish these trades could be cleaner with this market, bro. Like, we have some really clean setups, but every time it's just something that gets in the way. Because now ES is pumping, and it's about to hit the price target. Because our target is 682, or it would have been 682. So if ES takes out this level, technically speaking, the trade technically worked out just on ES again. Yeah, look at that. ES is just ripping here. Holy. Did it just freeze? I don't know. But yeah, it did hit the draw liquidity here at 682. So if we get a sweep off of this, then NQ just go straight down, which shouldn't have been an issue in the first place. I mean, once again, NQ was leading a second ago. Why does it just flip as we enter the trade? There's no way to catch that, but fine, now that we took out this target here, if it sweeps, then yeah, we're fucked. For nothing, by the way. You know? Yeah, you guys can see the difference here. Now that ES took out this high up here, look, you see how ES broke every single high to the upside? NQ doing nothing. I really can't understand that in the markets. I don't know why it's happening. I'm not going to blame the markets either, but I can't get a read here. I'm not seeing any wicks. I'm not seeing anything. You took ES longs for 225 profit? Yeah, ES literally worked out the same. ES and NQ had the same setup, but NQ is the one that's struggling, even though NQ was leading a second ago. Does it make sense? No. Is it the market? That's how it is, you know? It can still work. It just doesn't make sense that we're getting such, like, a big S&T every second of the day. Every other minute, it's just flipping. But since ES is lean now, I mean, the best thing I can say is a good hold above 682, and I guess we're bullish into the next target. Even though NQ is not. Look, ES is pumping. NQ's doing jack shit. And it's never been like this until recently, bro. That's why I'm getting so annoyed with this. Because yeah, ES literally inverses fair value gap with little to no drawdown here. The 15-minute. And NQ is just struggling its life away. Even though setup is the same and it should be working out the same way as ES. There's just something holding it back. That's not letting us see the same targets as ES. I can't see why, but as well as I say, I want to go back and review. I can never find the reason as to why. Let's see. We'll give the trade a little bit more time. Once again, it's already lunch hour, so it's gonna be a little bit slower. I mean, someone will read the chat. RP uses everything for orb. Nah, I'm pretty sure RP is an orb trader, bro. Someone says, so let's trade ES. Dude, honestly, if you guys are down, bro, if you guys want to try trading ES, dude, I wouldn't be against it, bro. I've seen enough, bro. It's time to do ES. David, remind me next year to take August off. Dude, remind me to take August off, bro. This thing is terrible, dude. Hit my ESTP, but was in the trade on NQ as well. Up 300 for ES. Yeah, I mean, but you see what I'm saying, right, guys? Like, the setups aren't the problem. The setups are actually working out, just not on NQ. I don't know why. It's never been like this. Now, I'm not saying the setup can't work out. Look, we're going back near break even. It could be a good sign we go up and we hit the target. But it's you. If you guys have been trading with me for some time, you guys know that this is not normal. And the fact that it's been happening for a month, like 1 or 2 months, I don't know why. Because look, ES is pumping its life away. It's about to hit the second target. And you look at NQ and it's doing nothing. And if you compare the setups, it's the same exact setup. 5-minute gap, 15-minute gap, break above the VWAP, good DOL sweep, good buying pressure. ES sees the targets. NQ, 5-minute gap, 15-minute gap, break above the VWAP, good MSS model, break above the draw liquidity. No targets. Why? I can't figure that out. no matter how much I try. I just can't figure it out. The Straz patch? No, not like that either, bro. We literally see it working in front of our face. It's just, bro, I'm not lying. I think it's probably best to start trading ES a little bit more. Or not like mainly trade ES, but at least be more open to ES. Because we all think about ES as like, oh, like it's so slow, it sucks. But if you really look at it, it's the one that's really making all the money. It's hitting all the targets. Which is frustrating because we know that the setups are working. It's just we're not catching the right side of it because NQ just doesn't want to do anything. Because now we took out this high up here, and maybe we even take out this high up here. Maybe NQ sees a little bit more green. If we take out this high and we sweep it, we're done. We're out of the game. And it's not fair because once again, we're catching the right moves, we're catching the right reads, just not on the right index. We're doing NQ over ES. So yeah, we can only just hope that ES holds above all these levels and NQ just eventually hits our targets. But for now, it's mainly just ES. So yeah, maybe for tomorrow, we do ES. I'm not gonna do ES for Asia because we all know that's not gonna move at all. But we could do it like that. Maybe New York session we try ES and then Asia we do NQ. Because this is getting to the point where it's like, dude, like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, look at this. And that's because we're sweeping now. Super frustrating, man. It's really annoying. Really, really annoying. And it's not that ES is cleaner. They're supposed to move the same. That's why I'm so confused, as to why it's hitting all the targets while NQ is just, it only catches the same move as ES when ES reverses. That's the only thing it follows. If ES goes up, NQ doesn't do it. Which is what annoys me because NQ hasn't really hit any highs either. You know what I mean? So it should technically be wanting to go up higher more than ES. So it's just overall confusing to me. I'm probably doing something wrong that I'm just not catching, but I just can't find it. So maybe for the rest of the week, we could probably just try trading ES and just adapt to that and see how it works for us. Maybe it works a little bit better in our favor. But we gotta let NQ go for a little bit, bro, because this thing is so inconsistent. It's not respecting anything, no matter how good it is, and no matter how many confirmations you have. Yes, this feels more consistent with this sacrifice of less volume. I agree, dude. I agree. And I hope you guys are seeing where I'm coming from. Because this is BS. We're taking the same setup on both indexes and only one hits the targets. So how do you think I feel when I'm the one that's calling out the trades? Because they're working out, but I can't tell you guys it's working out because we're red. And that was the same case for the downside. As we all saw down here, when we took shorts earlier today, ES hit the low while NQ just sat there and did nothing. So if we would have taken on ES, we would have been green. So yeah, I think ES is just probably going to be the strat for the next few days. At least try it out, see how it works. You're up for 100 on ES? Dude, I'm seeing so many of you guys are trading ES over the NQ setup, and you guys are green. Imagine that, bro. And I'm taking the same setup, and I'm red on NQ. It can still go green, but like, damn, bro. Why do all this nonsense? You know what I mean? Just go straight up like ES. ES is generally so much cleaner. I'll try it out. I'll see how it moves for the rest of the week. Would you guys be down for it? You guys let me know. I mean, obviously, after seeing today, why would you not be down for it? You guys let me know. Would you guys want to continue just trying to do NQ and just make it try to work? Or just try ES for a little bit, for a few days? ES? All right, bet. I'll try for a few days because maybe tomorrow, maybe price isn't as good. We have to be careful with Wednesday's price action. We have NVIDIA earnings. So Thursday is going to be very interesting for sure. Let me see. Someone say here, maybe something political or economical impacts more on NQ than ES. That's why it can't pump. What do you think? You might be right there, bro. You might be right. Because usually this happens when news comes out, where ES hits all the targets with the best setups. Well, we take the same one on NQ and it does nothing. We only get the downside on NQ. So yeah, it could be that. You could be absolutely right here. Because once again, I'm telling you guys, I review my trades every single day, like by myself. Once the market's closed, I review them all the time. And anytime this type of scenario happens, I just cannot find why it happens. There's no levels here. You know what I mean? As to why NQ should be getting weaker. You know what I mean? There's no reason. We inverse all the gaps on 5, 15 minute, 1 hour, 30 minute, everything, and just randomly, boop, gone. While this does everything. It could just be some economical stuff or maybe some political stuff, with war, tariffs, whatever. But I need to see what's really causing the issue. So we can just mainly focus on ES when that happens, Like if Trump speaks, boom, we trade ES. Because now that ES wants to sweep this, we might be screwed on this trade. Even though it looked amazing. So the setup wasn't the problem. It's just more on this. Sometimes ES doesn't follow NQ and vice versa. Exactly. But most times, this is what the part that I'm confused about. Most times, they're supposed to follow each other. Or at least have somewhat of the similar, momentum. This is like two completely different charts. And it's been like this every single day, every single week. For like the last 2 months. So we'll see. We'll see. If this trade doesn't work out, then whatever. I'll just come back during Asia. I'm not worried about the loss. But I just really want to find the mistake that I'm making here that's causing the NQ trades not to work out, but ES to work out. Because both times today, on both trades, shorts worked, longs worked. NQ, shorts almost worked, longs aren't working. So yeah, we'll see. Also, I'll stop ranting about it. I'm just annoyed with this market, dude. Like I really couldn't be more annoyed with this. And it's frustrating, you know, because you guys are following and you guys are probably seeing the losses and you're like, yeah, like David isn't all that good or whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah. Dude, if you're using bro, Ashton, if you're using a 26 point stop loss on ES, bro, you might as well just full port your whole account, bro. In my opinion, I don't think your stop loss on ES should be any more than 10. I know the market is not you. No, but I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. Like, once again, the setups aren't the problem. The setups are amazing. In fact, the setups have been better than ever before. It's just that they're not getting respected. And I can't seem to find out why. So I don't know. I don't know how much more reviewing I could do to find something here, but maybe for the next few days, we just try ES and see if it moves better. Who knows? Maybe we become a permanent ES trader going forward. Not really, but you guys get the point. I mean, until the market conditions kind of settle down, which we don't know when that's going to happen. But yeah, ES is trying to sweep here a little bit. Always I'm after the inverse for something. Not always. It's just it depends. It depends on the setup and where the levels are. But with this type of setup, in my opinion, we shouldn't have dumped. I've taken this type of setup a million times before. It's usually extremely clean. That's why I love multi-time frame setups. Because you know, you inverse the 5 minute, the 15 minute, 30 minute, the 1 hour, you don't have anything to worry about until the next draw on liquidity, which ES did, but NQ should be doing, and it's not doing it, which is why I'm so confused. Let me just type this up real quick. One second, guys. There you go. But yeah. Honestly, don't even want to trade past 11:30 anymore. Volume is usually bad. It depends. You're out. Peace, bro. Peace, peace, peace. I'm still holding the trade. I'm gonna stay on until this trade either works out or it doesn't. But I hope it does work out because technically it should. Like it looks really clean. It's just I hope you guys. I really do hope you guys get where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to sound like I'm some baby, just ranting and ranting and ranting when the traders draw on. I really hope you guys get what I'm saying. Like I'm very confused. Because I've never had the market be this inconsistent with my type of trading. Usually, yeah, like one little setup, two little setups, whatever. But no, every setup is the same case. ES stronger, and then it hits all the targets. I don't get it. And I review it every time, and I just can't find the mistake that I'm making. So look, if you can't beat them, join them. You know what I mean? If you can't beat NQ, bro, just join ES, dude. Yo, Flock, thank you, bro. David, I'm writing this with you. Trust, we're going to see green. Yeah, I mean, dude, once again, this is a setup that usually works out 9 out of 10 times. So yeah, I mean, we haven't been stopped out yet, so we're back at break even. So hopefully it plays out this time, but we still have a long way to go. We have to pump up about 50 points around there. So yeah, it's gonna take a minute, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we get a really good green candle straight to the targets. So we can scale out. I would hope for it. You know what I mean? Just so the market can give me like a little bit of a break. It's been a long ass day, dude. But yeah. How long have I been trading for? I've been studying the markets for 3 years, and now it's been a long journey so far. Dude, I have been trading every single day of my life, vacation, in school, while driving. Dude, I have been trading every single day of my life for the last 6 years. I promise you, bro. Anytime I go on vacation, I trade. Every single time, bro. I don't know what it is. It's like I tell myself, I'm like, dude, I'm mentally drained from the markets. Let me take a little vacation. Just to go on vacation and trade on vacation. but yeah. Dude, yeah, I've been trading for now literally this week turning 6 years. So yeah, it's been a journey, dude. It's been a journey. I've been through a lot many times, and we bounce back. You know what I mean? So yeah. All I can say is just keep pushing. You know what I mean? You need to have a strong mindset for this market, dude. David, you should stream Asia for me since I'm in school every. Oh, that's right. School started, bro. Yo, how many of you guys are in school right now? What the heck? I completely forgot about school. Yeah, it's August. It's late August. You're in school? Damn, bro. Dude, I remember when I used to trade in school. For those that don't know, I used to run this Discord while in class, dude. It was terrible, bro. I would have to use that shitty school internet with the VPN because they blocked Discord. And that VPN, since it was free, I would have to watch ads just for it to disconnect because the school wouldn't allow it. I would just have to keep watching ads for like 30 minutes until eventually it just connected and the school like bypassed it. It was a terrible but very fun experience. Because I would have to skip class most times just for the security guard to be in my ass. That guy took his job way too serious, bro. But yeah, we made it work, bro. We made it work. Most do, yeah, dude. No. Like you don't understand. Like it's bad. Like in my high school, bro. Like that guy was like too serious, bro. So yeah, David, you should run a mobile trade while skydiving. I think I've better, not better, bigger fish to fry. Like I'm falling freaking 18,000 feet. I don't care if the trades are raw now, bro. Yeah, hey, bro, show. Peace out, bro. Hopefully you're green, man. Hopefully you took ES maybe, and you got something out of it while we stay in the trade. Hopefully it works out. Fingers crossed. But yeah, you're in on ES. Did you at least scale? Because remember, ES did hit the targets. Oh, it's about to hit the other target, but yeah, are you scaling out on ES? Yeah. Okay, but that's all I care about. As long as you're securing profits and you're making money, that's all that matters, bro. That's all that matters. Me, dude, I'm in fourth period right now. Churchill got my MacBook and they can't take my personal things. Nice, bro. Very nice. You damn near have to take $3 in this market. Literally, yes. It's so hard to hold to the full PTs because you get a move in your favor and then randomly whoop drop. I'm shocked you're still on live. I mean, I'm in the trade. You know what I mean? I want to catch it live with you guys. So if we make money, we all make money together. David, what is the longest stream in this Discord? Bro, I kid you not. The longest stream I've ever had was in one of the choppiest markets during when Joe Biden was in office. I promise you guys, I started the stream at 9:20. I ended it at like 4:30. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I did think I do think I had a little break though. Like I took a break like from like 11 to like 12:30, and I found another setup and I took it, and that setup literally took like 3 hours. Yeah, dude. Ask me if I traded the next day. I did, but I didn't want to. today might snap that record. I mean, dude, maybe shit. Like just fucking pump up, bro. Like even 40 points. That's where our PT is at, bro. The market loves to dump 80 points, right? When we're in longs, but when it's time to pump up, no buyers in sight, bro. I I think every time you end the New York on a loss, you bank on Asia, dude, because Asia gives us what we need from the New York session. Why? I don't know, but bro went from scalping to swing trading, dude. Tell me about it, bro. But yeah, hopefully we can hold this trade all the way up, even if it's 2 PT1, bro. All right, yo, James, bro, yo, bro, I just read your chat, bro. I'm at work. Bro, where do you guys now? In the meantime, while we hold this trade, where do you guys trade at? Do you guys trade from home? Maybe you guys are retired. Do you guys trade from school, work? Where do you guys trade from, bro? Work, home, dorm room. Let's see, work on the toilet. All right, home while working a 9 to 5. What the heck? Norwegian Cruise Line is calling me. Hold up, guys. Hello. Yeah, you are. All good, all good. How's it going? Yes. I am gonna book it. I'm gonna do it tomorrow though. Cause I got a little bit caught up. The 11th to the 14th. Yes. You can call me at like no, I don't know, like 4. 4 would work. Yeah. Yes. Sure. Yeah, that works. That works. Thank you. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Bye. All right, guys, I'm back. Dude, my friends are like booking a cruise for like next month. Oh, dude, what? Wait. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's right. Yes, it's the level of liquidity. Fuck. Whatever. Anyways, I'm on a cruise the next month. For the weekend with my friends. For one of my friends' birthday. But I couldn't book it because I'm 20. So yeah, I gotta get someone else to book it for me. So I'm gonna figure it out by tomorrow. But damn, bro, they're really on that, bro. I was trying to book it, and they're like, hey, like we saw you trying to book. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Anyways, back to my question. In the meantime, while we wait for this, we had a good pump here, and literally as I hang up the phone, we go back down. So I couldn't even celebrate. Nice. Anyways, okay, let's see what we got here. So yeah, I saw a lot of you guys trade from work. Not bad. Home, work. I work at a warehouse. It sucks, not gonna lie. Dude, at that point, just set limit orders. A lot of you guys work from home. Oh my. Sounds like other bridge. All right, bro. Yeah, I got you, Loot Lenny. I got you, bro. Work while doing sales, driving around mostly. So I'm assuming you do like door to door. Sorry, like door to door sales. David, are you trading Asia? Yes, I am gonna be on for Asia, bro. Dude, how do you make these pictures so fast, bro? I just had to call like 2 minutes ago, bro. What the heck? And why am I mogging, bro? I wish I looked like that in real life, bro. But yeah, I am. For those wondering, yes, I am gonna be trading Asia. And oh, Bobgun, thank you for boosting the server, bro. Much love to you, bro. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much, bro. Bro. All right. But yeah, I'm gonna try to trade Asia every single day this week, bro. As I'm gonna try to avoid the New York session as much as possible. Like, for example, if I get a really good trader in Asia, dude, I'm not even gonna bother getting off in the New York session. There's no point. What, to deal with this every single day of the week is draining, dude. Fuck that. If I can get a good trader in Asia, I'm done. I'm done for the next day. But yeah, guys. A little bit of bad news. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You guys ready? But ES tomorrow, absolutely yes. ES is gonna be our main focus tomorrow. All right, guys. So you guys ready for the bad news? You guys saw the pump that we just got here on NQ. We got more than halfway through the price target. We were only 15 points away from hitting it. Right? Right. Are you guys ready? The whole reason why we're not pumping up any higher at the moment, at least at the moment, if you guys look at NQ, I mean at ES here, let me know if you guys can see it. ES took the highs. Exactly. I'm gonna continue to hold the trade. Maybe we can just reclaim 868 and just continue going up. But if the market does want to go down, it has all of the reasons to. And that's the worst part about this trade. Because once again, it's not really too fair to us that ES hits all the targets with the exact same setup, while NQ does absolutely nothing and goes halfway through the price target. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, if we can reclaim this on ES and hold above it, we're good. But if ES wants to sweep this, not so good signs. All right, guys. So we'll see. We gotta have hope for this trade. You know what I mean? That's what it's gotten to with today's market. Someone said I'd be taking an hour in the bathroom at work so I can enter peacefully. Gotta be locked in, bro. All right. It gets like that, bro. That's how I was in school, dude. Yeah, Lulenia. I said I was gonna check it. I don't know if you heard me. Bezent speaks at 1. I don't really think he's red folder. Isn't Bezent? Is that how you say it? Bezent? Isn't he like an FOMC member? Let me check. Forex Factory, Bezent. Yeah, it's orange folder. It's not gonna do anything, bro. It's not gonna affect the markets. My gosh, this trade is so painful to hold, bro. Am I in lungs? Yeah. Bro, I be ignoring my customer. Just go catch a setup and you call. Yo, bro, come on now, bro. Don't get fired for me, bro. Or because of me. You can always, bro. Look, if you guys are at work and you guys like deal with customers and everything, you can always set limit orders. You guys know, like we usually have the entry number way before we take the setup. So if anything, like if you're really busy with work, just set limit orders at the entry point, and if you go above it, then you lock in. You know what I mean? Someone said I let people steal at Walmart so I can catch the setups. All right, bro. I used to do that, but then you'd be saying wait like 20 times, bro. Check out Indeed. Do not check out Indeed. No, bro, guys, please. Look. Do not check out Indeed. There's a lot of scams there. Like 90% of the jobs on Indeed are scams. They're either extremely below minimum wage or extremely scammy. One thing I'll tell you guys is from personal experience from someone in my family, on Indeed, most of these like really good paying $20 a job, $20 an hour jobs, whatever, remote, and all that good stuff from Indeed. The way it works, let me tell you, maybe you guys don't know this, and maybe you guys are probably falling for it as we speak. All right, guys. So the way it works is they give you like a really good job offer that you're gonna like choose that over everything else, and they're gonna have you pay for like these tools or whatever, and they're gonna have you send them like some gift cards and take your money from there. Do not fall for that scam. Don't be stupid. It's pretty common sense, but it's very easy to usually in desperate times. People need jobs, people need money and everything. It's really easy to have these scams kind of fall over your head. You know what I mean? Or go over your head, not fall over your head. Go over your head. Don't fall for that. All right, guys, please. All right, so look, if some job is telling you that you need to buy something or send them money or whatever, bro, guys, come on now, bro. We're not stupid here. We're not, you know. David, out of curiosity, do you have another job or do you trade full time? Good question. I mainly trade full time. Now, I'm not saying that payouts is my only source of income. No, I mean, you guys are in the Discord. I make some money from affiliates, nothing crazy, to be honest. Um, what's it called? I don't get paid from YouTube, which I probably should sign up for that. But most of my income comes from dividends, which is on my passive income, Discord, mentorships, somewhat of affiliates, mostly trading. Um, I feel like there's more. Not that I can recall. Yeah, those are kind of my only source of income. Dave has never worked a normal job, bro. I kind of have, bro. No, not retail, but bro, my dad when I was first starting off with trading, dude, my dad owns his own company. Well, not like anything crazy, you know what I mean? But he does like a lot of deliveries, and dude, he would make me fucking work my ass off, bro. Oh my gosh, dude. That's why I'm like, dude, I gotta make trading work, bro. I need to make trading work, bro. But yeah, thankfully, I want to say I'm pretty blessed to not, that I started off early. You know what I mean? But yeah, what difference are you invested on? JPQ, JEPQ. It's up here. This one right here. This one. JEPQ. How old are you, David? If you don't mind me, I'm 20, bro. I'm 20 years old. Bro, P. Lock in, bro. How do you trade a 50K Apex account? Just do like in today's market, in this type of market, just do 45 micros, bro. Well, risk 45 micros. 45 micros, average stop 50, 55. So you're risking about like $400 per trade, which will give you enough trades or enough losses to afford like five or six losses, which should be more than enough. What if you have a $600 daily I mean not daily drawdown? Dude, I mean you got to do your own math around that, bro. Every account is different depending on the buffer, you know. What about 150K top step? Okay, look, let me give you guys a formula while we hold this trade. Please don't tell me yes is sweeping. Please don't tell me yes is sweeping. Fuck. Oh my gosh, dude, why do we always get caught up in the most annoying trades? Whatever. Okay, so guys, usually what I like to do. Okay, so look, here's the math on it. All right, so check this out. Right, you have let's say for example 3K drawdown. What do? You do 3K divided by five. Yeah, like 5, 6 losing trades around there. You put equal. You should be risking about $600 per trade. Then you go into any website out there. If you use Trade Critic, that one as well. You just plug in. Okay, my average stop loss is 50 points. So you play around with the numbers and you just try to find what contract size with an average of a 50-ish point stop loss will give you $600 or at least close to 600. It can be a little bit over, a little bit under, doesn't matter, right? But you should be looking to risk around this number with this drawdown. Obviously, every account is different. $2,000 drawdown, you should be risking about $400 per trade. Boom. The list goes on and on. I mean, so just divide your drawdown by 5, which is 5 losing trades. You're gonna get that number, and then just plug that number into any website and just try to find how many contracts you should be doing to average out that number per trade in terms of risk. All right. If you're gonna trade Asia, you should hop off for now. Let's meet again for Asia. Well, I'm still in the trade. I can't just get. I can't just get off. I have to wait for the trade to play out. But then I'll get off for sure. But yeah, I would do $400 risk per trade on a 50K. Yes, that's how much I would do. Anyways, we still hold, but I'm really hoping that the markets just don't reverse here, bro. Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Look, not to scare you guys. Although NQ should go higher because it has room for higher into the price targets. Technically speaking, if the markets want to reverse down, if ES is leading, they kind of can. That's my only concern. Right now, a few things can happen. We either don't reverse down and we continue going up. This could just be a pullback, or NQ gains control of the SMT and it does whatever it wants. Besides the fact that ES could be dumping from DOL sweep. But in the meantime, if ES holds below this level of liquidity, I don't want to say it, but we could be in trouble. Although this trade should be working out. You know what I mean? But yeah. Really annoying. Really, really annoying, to be honest. But we can try to make this work, to be honest. This is whatever the market wants to do. We're just here waiting. We're already in. You know what I mean? We already did our part of the markets. Yeah, we're only down 10 points, so it's nothing crazy. I just want to see this price target get hit. We've been in the trade already for like 40 minutes, right? No, we've been in the trade for 45 minutes, and we have not moved a single decimal from our entry. What is this, dude? Like, oh my gosh, this market's gonna make me go crazy, dude. Like mentally, bro. Like, my gosh, dude. David, it's a GG's if I use 7 to 10 micros. Depends on your buffer, bro. If you have a 300K account, 150K account, maybe, yeah, you can afford it. But if you're on a fresh 50K account, yeah. Oof. Yeah. I don't know about that, bro. If it works for you, I'm not gonna be anyone to tell you not to do it, but just be careful. All right. All it takes is 1 or 2 big losses and you're out of the game. You know what I mean? Someone said 7 minis. All right, bro. Risk 400 make 600. Yeah, you could do that. I mean, that's a positive risk reward. That's not bad. You know what I mean? Do you think the eco high on ES can shift the market down? Probably. Unfortunately, probably. Once again, I've repeated myself 20 million times. You get the point. NQ should have done what ES did, right? But it's not. You know, you get the point, right? But yeah, this high could be a problem. I mean, unless we get a really good buying candle about 6 points back above this, then we should be able to see the price targets. I'm not gonna say guaranteed, but very high chance we see the targets on NQ, right? Because the whole reason why NQ is still sitting at the entry is mainly because ES is trying to sweep. As long as ES is able to pick up the buying pressure and hold above 686, we should be able to see higher on NQ. There's physically nothing stopping us from seeing 243 on NQ, physically, unless the market just wants to have a random dump because of Trump, right? But yeah, because literally above this level, there's nothing stopping us until the next main target at 697. It's just the question is can we get buying pressure? I mean, we've been getting bought up for the last hour or so. The market's either going to chop here or it's going to reverse because of ES. And that's the thing I'm scared about. I'm really hoping this trade works out because once again, I love this setup. Like, it's a setup that I would take 10 out of 10 times, 11 out of 10 if I even had the option. You know what I mean? But it's like, it's just, you know, like we have to deal with this. That's the only problem. Anyways, let me catch up with the chat here. I'm seeing some chats here. Okay, someone said here. If you don't mind asking, what do you do and what do your husband do? Wait. Let me see. My husband is a fire safety technician. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm able to find 2 different jobs on Indeed. I'm in that line. Took last 3 years. I got a job. Home care. You know, I heard. I don't know if you guys. Maybe you guys are in sales here. I heard that in doing insurance calls makes a buttload of money. I know someone that I have a friend, or not really a friend. He's just someone. He's the person who made my exhaust for my Z06. I asked him, like, I'm like, bro, like, you know, like, what do you do? Like, we got into that topic. He does insurance calls for what's that? Allstate, I think this was called the company with the blue hands, the logo for the blue hands. I think it's Allstate. Yeah, he does calls for them. And dude, this guy, I kid you not, bro. He bought the what is it called, the ZR1X, the C8 ZR1X. He bought it from doing insurance calls. I'm like, dude, I'm in the wrong field. But yeah, so if you guys do insurance calls, dude, the potential is there because I'm pretty sure it's uncapped commission. But yeah, this dude literally recently he bought a ZR1X from just doing that. How do I get a 1,500 payout on a 50K buy in September? You just hit winning trades, dude. That's what we're trying to do right now, bro. There's no secret, bro. It's just win. That's what we gotta do. But if the market is being like this, where yes is hitting on the targets, it's a little bit more complicated. You work for Price Picks? All right, bro. Yo, bro, flock, bro. Yes is sweeping a little bit harder now, it seems like. Yep. There's nothing to really retrace into. Maybe this 15-minute, not that it's really a valid gap, but maybe it could just be a retracement to that. I doubt it, but yeah, we could be in a little bit of trouble here with this trade. Bro. Buy you a parachute, bro. Oh, bro, flock, dude. You gotta be more specific, bro. So, David, on a 50K eval, do you recommend risking? Okay, now I'm not gonna lie to you guys on evals. Look, in all honesty, trade them a little bit more aggressively. Now, I'm not saying full port do 5 minis on evals, no, but I do mean like do like 10 micros on evals. Don't do minimal risk on evals. There's no point. You're gonna take forever trying to pass them. That whole rule thing is for PAs, so you guys can secure your payouts with no risk of possibly blowing your account, unless you're going on a fat losing streak, which could happen, you know. But yeah, for me, I used to do 20 micros on evals, but um now I suggest like 10, just because of the whole lowering the drawdown that Apex did. So yeah, I would just say like do 7 to 10 micros. So the stop loss size doesn't matter. Well, obviously it still does. Keep in mind, if you're sizing heavier, there's just less to put on the table. You know, there's just more risk. You know what I mean? So maybe you can only afford 2 or 3 losses compared to 5 or 6. You know what I mean? It depends because you're doubling your size. So yeah, you can pass very quick, but just as fast as you can pass is just as fast as you can fill it. You know what I mean? Let me see. Not for real. If my life isn't where I want it to be, my mid 2027, I'm gonna sign my life away to the Air Force. I know a lot of people that do that. I don't think that's a bad thing, to be honest. I've heard that the Air Force, at least here in the U.S., it's one of the easier branches. Correct? Is it even longs or shorts? I'm in longs. I'm in longs. I think the Air Force is one of the easiest ones. I'm not saying that's easy, but you know, yeah, my wife's in the Air Force right now. Oh shit, damn, that's cool. What do you do in the Air Force? I think you just repair jets, right? That's a pretty sick job, to be honest. I got a lot of benefits from the military. It's not bad. Yeah, I know. I've heard a lot of benefits from the military. A lot. Same here. How many of you guys are serving in the military? Or maybe you guys are serving right now. Maybe you guys are just trading on the side. That's pretty sick though. David, bro, last year my business teacher didn't even own a business and was choosing us. I think it was GG's. um, I've always thought about it like that, bro, but depends. My sister-in-law repairs the planes and test flies them. Others go into it for the flying. Dude, honestly, that'd be fucking awesome, bro. I would go into the Air Force just to fly a fucking jet, bro. Oh my gosh, that would be sick. Hey, maybe in the future. I don't know. Maybe if I ever take trading a little bit slower, who knows? Let me see. One of my closest friends is in the Air Force, and he just sits at a gate for 12 hours. But dude, the benefits that you're getting, I mean, dude, temporary pain. It's not even pain, bro. You're just sitting at a gate, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, you need 20/20 vision, bro. Oh, never mind, bro. It's cooked. It's cooked. It's cooked. Dude, I'm so blind, bro. You guys don't understand, dude. You guys to bring his Xbox and play sometimes, dude. I'm not lying to you guys. The military does not sound terrible. I mean, dude, you're with your friends. I mean, you get free food, you get benefits, you train, you get more disciplined, you get paid. It doesn't sound that bad, to be honest. It's us once you're out. Okay, yeah, well, let me see. The Air Force is a great plan for long term. Just gotta have the right mentality for it. Same thing in the markets. Look, if you can survive this market, you can survive the Air Force, right? Fam is not all that it seems. My sister gets like 45K a year. Okay, but I do know that you get a lot of dude. Okay, look, 45K a year. It's the same thing as most jobs here in the U.S. anyways. You know what I mean? Military suicide with Trump in office? Yeah, that's the only downside to it. That's you make 40K a month, bro. All right, bro. Dude, if I was making 40K a month, bro, I would not be here right now, bro. Like I said, most of my money comes from payouts, which is usually just 20K, which is still a lot. Like I'm blessed for that. I'm not saying like, oh, that's not a lot, but you know, they lure 18-year-olds with the challenger payment. Dude, I have a friend that he got the challenger. I will tell you guys, he got the challenger. It was base model, but he got it. But he's there. He's there. I'm the next teacher. Yeah, bro. Also, they get tax-free money every month, so they get tax. Wait, so they get taxed 45K a year. What do you mean? Also, they get tax-free money every month. So wouldn't that mean they don't get taxed? I could be a little bit slow on this topic. I'm sorry. Why don't you copy trade 100 accounts and make 80K a month? Okay, obviously it's easier said than done, bro. I'm not trying to, dude. I get so scared and nervous copy trading 10 accounts. I'm not gonna copy trade 100 accounts. Are you crazy, bro? That's too much, bro. That's too much. I'm happy with what I'm making, bro. Now the markets remain like this, then maybe. but oh my gosh, this market is so trash, bro. Like do something, dude. And ES is just not crashing, but it's dumping down now because of the sweep, bro. We should have been taking profits, but NQ doesn't want to follow ES. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, guys, bro. Please, Asia, please just do something tonight. Please. This week, just be good, Asia. I cannot continue trading the New York session. This thing's terrible. I think I promise you guys, I can't go another day trading this shitty ass market, bro. What was your biggest month? My biggest month was actually 2 payouts in 1 month. It was 40K. From payouts alone. 40K. But that was when the markets were good. Now, maybe not. Let me see. I stopped trading the New York market. My win rate has gone way up. What do you trade, London or Asia? Both. Okay, I don't know about London. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not staying up till 3 in the morning to trade in London. Because usually the big moves happen at like 6 in the morning, anyways. But dude, I need those markets back, bro. Like, ugh. You know, just being stuck in a trade that hasn't moved not even 20 points for an hour. My gosh, dude. Please just do something, bro. Davis, you take 1 payout every month? Yes. At least I try to. No, so they make 45K a year, but in reality, they get ba and baz. I don't know what that means. Which isn't taxed. So they make an additional 10 to 30K more if they deploy. Oh, interesting. I don't know. If I were to ever join the military, which I don't know, maybe life changes. You know what I mean? I will do it more for the experience, more than the money. Obviously, everyone's different. Everyone's in different situations. You know, but if I made all my money from trading and everything, I'll probably just do the military more for like building discipline. Which you don't have to go to the military to do that. You can just go to the gym. But maybe something new, like a new experience, new people to meet. I was surprised to come back and see that you're still on, bro. Bri, the trade that we took an hour ago, it has not moved. We're still at the entry price. Look, I have a yes open. We haven't moved. Look at this. We're still stuck here, bro. And guess what? ES hit every single target, bro. Oh my gosh, this market's gonna make me go crazy, bro. I'm pulling out my hair right now, dude. So I see. So with the monthly legacy accounts, which I assume is what you have, does that eat into your? Yes. Wait, what do you mean eat into your payout profits? What do you mean eat? Wait, what? Are you talking about the split? Does Apex still split payouts with the new accounts? Also, yes, they do. Does Apex split profits on the new account? No, right? I think they took that out. It's 100% profits, right? Let me check. Which, by the way, guys, speaking of Apex, the 9% off is still going on. I think for like 1 more day, 1 2 days. Yeah, 1 more day. 50% consistency, no payout denials, no ME rule, no 5-to-1 risk rule, built-in scaling. Do they have profit split on the new accounts? Also, Thank you. Zilon. Thank you, bro. Much love, dude. Much love. Do they have a profit split? It doesn't. It's they're supposed to say here in the front. I just don't see where. Fuck that triggered the promo, dude. So why don't you stop trading? And go to the Navy? Maybe I do that. No, I'm just kidding. Now they don't have a profit split. Oh, that's cool. On the new accounts, it's pretty cool. Pretty neat. Don't leave. No, I was just kidding. I'm not leaving. I promise you guys, dude. I could be retired and I'll still do what I do every single day. I promise you guys. If anything, with less stress. Because obviously I don't have any bills. But dude, like, I feel like people fall the young people, like what, like us 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds, we all fall into this thing of like, oh my gosh, we have to retire before 30. But yeah, on paper, that sounds nice and like, more bills, no more stress, financial freedom, do whatever you want. It sounds amazing. But the thing is, I've always thought about it like this, like, if you do something with no purpose, like, that's only gonna last so long. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. I feel like I would want to work till like I physically can no more. Not like that either, but like just have a purpose. So for example, like if I pay off my house and I pay off my cars and I have a bunch of money laying around for travel use, yeah, I'll be traveling, but I don't know. I feel like I'm the type of person that I still would want to work and still provide, value out there. It gives me a purpose. It gives me a reason to do something every day. So yeah. How's the inverse on ES at looking for shorts to target? Oh, please don't tell me shorts on ES, bro. Please. You're probably talking about the 15-minute gap here, right? Which one? You said 674. This gap, to be honest, it's okay. It's whatever. You have the VWAP right around the corner, anyways. We could just be retracing into that. We do have another 5-minute gap down here as well, which you could use if we go lower. But maybe not in these conditions right now. If I was to travel, I'm going to Thailand for one. All right, bro. We all know why, bro. We all know why. I work in healthcare and retirement kills people. Into exactly too much comfort. You know what I mean? Thank you for that, bro. Yeah, because the thing is, like, people always are always like, David, you're so ungrateful. Like, if I were to retire, my life would be amazing. Yeah, for like a week until you get bored, and then there's now what? You know what I mean? Like, you need to live life with a purpose. Whether that purpose is to travel or to be a good trader or to help people out or help people make money. You know what I mean? If you don't have a purpose, you're just gonna get depressed. You know what I mean? Why do you think so many rich people are always saying, "Oh yeah, money can't buy happiness"? It's true. I don't think money buys happiness. It buys comfort and it buys convenience. But I don't know. I feel like after a while, like things just get boring. For example, you bought your dream car. Dude, after like a good 6 months, you're gonna be like, okay, like this is just my everyday use now. Like it doesn't give me that excitement of, what I wanted before in the past. You know? Yeah, but retirement is different based on your career. That too. Yes, obviously, if you're like a freaking oil rig person or whatever, that job could be physically draining and mentally. You know what I mean? Retirement would be amazing for you. Maybe you never want to look back a day in your life. You know what I mean? It all depends. I mean, but yeah, with trading, definitely, yeah, it's something you do for the love of the game. You know what I mean? So yeah, back to my point. Even if I make all the money in the world, bro, I would probably still do what I do today, guys, if not more, because I wouldn't have the stress and the pressure of what you guys think. Because if I have all the money in the world and I don't care what people think, I'll just do it because I feel like it will help you guys. You know what I mean? I don't care if this guy's judging me. I don't care if this guy's hating. I don't care if this guy's talking shit. You know what I mean? I have so much money that, I'll continue living my life and doing what I do. You know what I mean? So yeah. I worked as a teacher for 15 years and new retirement in 30 years will never work with inflation. That too. And God knows what's gonna happen in the next few years as well. I mean, I'm sure you guys heard my little rant in the last stream about the $30 burgers, which I'm not gonna get into, but if you know, you know. You know what I mean? God knows what it's gonna be like in 10, 15 years from now. That's why invest your money, invest. Shout out to you, 100%. Shout out to all this. Shout out to everyone in here, man. You know what I mean? You guys are trying to make this work. But this market doesn't want to do this for us. So yeah. Dude, I'm literally about to get off. It's about to be one. I'm about to get off and just hold this trade like off stream, bro. Cause oh my gosh, dude. Is it normal that the Apex help desk ticket mass has an issue? Could someone reply? Just try emailing them like manually. That usually gets their attention. I'm surprised you haven't closed yet. I can't, bro. What do you mean? I close what, bro? What am I supposed to close here? In 2024, it used to be 30 seconds straight to the TP. Yeah, I wish, bro. I wish it's not is like that now, bro. Maybe at 2 p.m. we'll pick up. I'm not even trying to hold this straight till 2 p.m. I'm really not. My mentor's stressing, dude. I am, bro. You guys don't understand, like, bro. I'm here, like, annoyed, bro. Like, this is a trade that today should have been a green day overall. You know what I mean? We missed our price target by like 2 or 3 points. Then we take longs. Now we're stuck in this chop. While ES hits all the targets. Like, dude, like, oh my gosh, bro. You need a stress toy? I have one, bro. I have like a little, those squishies or whatever you want to call them for the gas station, bro. It helps. It definitely does, but not enough, bro. Like, damn, do something, market. You think the odds of bouncing are still good? Or do we cut the loss? It's hard to tell, bro. Because technically speaking, the bias on NQ remains bullish. We're above the VWAP. We have room for higher. It's just, it doesn't want to move. That's the thing that I'm so mad about. Like, I'm frustrated. If I answer them on email, it's also good. Yes, it should be good. Yeah. You need this plate? Dude, I'll eat anything right now. I'm so hungry. And then ES is trying to inverse this 15-minute gap. The whole reason why the NQ is going down in the first place is mainly because ES is leading it down. I mean, dude, whoever asked me the question of, like, is there any hope of the market going back up? I would say we either bounce off this 15-minute or we bounce off the VWAP. If it's none of these, we're probably going to get stopped out. And we could just probably just cut the losses. Because we're barely down anything right now. We're like down like, what, like 20 points maybe? Yeah, 25 points. Nothing crazy. You know, we can recover this, but it's like, dude, the market just doesn't want to move. So what am I supposed to do here? No way, this isn't dedication. Dude, I'm trying to get a winning trade, bro. Once again, this is a winning setup. It's just not moving. I still love it, but I don't care what they say about you. Thank you, bro. Thank you. That means a lot to me, bro. Bro, you know how people get, bro. When a loss comes around, bro, they could love me one day and then hate me with their guts the next day because of one loss, bro. It gets like that. Just wait till we start up a new winning streak. Hopefully soon. But yeah. But if the New York session doesn't want to act up today, then hopefully the Asia can do something. David, I got 2 of my college assignments done by the time you've been in this trade. I'm still in the trade. I'm still in the trade, by the way. There's no blast winner, loss we hate you, bro. Why is the view up different on MNQ? I'm not sure. I'm not sure actually. It's like a 30-point difference. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's just bugged out or something. But I don't see how or why it would be bugged out. I just finished a whole college class while you're in this trade. All right, bro. Been here since the M3 days, David. I've never had an M3. I had a 328i. It's as basic as it can get, bro. That's whenever I try purchasing an account, Apex does this, and they don't respond to any of my emails. Try getting an intraday. Try getting an intraday. It should fix that issue. Try to get an intraday. By the way, guys, we're in a pretty crucial zone. ES is finally inside of this 15-minute gap here. So if we inverse this, our last call would be the view up. If we don't hold the view up, I'm done. I'll just get off. That's me for lunch. I went, dude. It's raining over here. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'm stuck with this trade, bro. I can't even do that. I can't even go eat lunch. It's already 1. I haven't eaten shit. I haven't eaten breakfast, no lunch, no nothing. Bro, Flock, bro. End of the day will be worse, bro, because of the daily loss limit. It's $1,000 of the daily loss limit. It's terrible. I personally don't like it. But yeah, we're low-key dumping a little bit, mainly just because of ES, dude. You guys don't understand. Like, if you guys are probably frustrated with the loss or whatever, just imagine me, bro. Because I'm trying to be right, and I'm alerting to a lot of servers. I'm trying to be green with you guys, and it's just this, bro. This whole mess. Let me see. Apex closed my account saying it's not active. Interesting. But I have logged into TradeVate. What should I do? Contact their support. Just tell them, hey, can you just reactivate that account? And then you should be good to go. David, remember when we were on those crazy winning streaks? Yeah, dude, my biggest winning streak was what, 53 days? No red days at all, bro. Oh, if only, dude. That was during Biden, I'm pretty sure. But yeah. I guess it's inversing the gap. Yep, GG's. 2-hour long trade just for nothing. I'm not saying the trade is done, but it's it really couldn't get more frustrating than this. I mean, hopefully we get a last second pump due to the view up over here on ES, but I kind of doubt it, to be honest. ES is due for some sort of a reversal back down, which it has been getting for like the last 30 minutes. Yeah, bro. Not only did I disappoint you guys today, but I'm extremely disappointed with the markets, dude. I honestly could not be more pissed off. Why would you long that? Once again, the setup was amazing, bro. Just because the setup was not working out doesn't mean that why would I long it? The setup was there. We inversed literally every single time frame with the bullish bias and bullish trend. And the setup worked out on ES, on ES, and not on NQ. So a little bit annoying with that part. The setup itself was amazing. It's just the fact that it played out on both on ES, just not NQ is the part that's really bugging me out. It can still work out, but I don't really have too much high hopes for it anymore. We just gotta see what Asia has to cook up for us today. And we go from there. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we get like a last second bounce off of this this view up level and we just go back up. But I'm not even trying to hold this trade for any longer. It's one of those days. And we're officially on the view up on ES. If we break below, then it's kind of cooked. I'll probably just come back for Asia. Maybe just catch up with the chat. Let's trade does the thing. Just DCA the trade twice as heavy. All right. Why is the New York session so bad? We're trying to figure that same case out. But like I said, if you can't beat them, just join them, bro. If the New York is bad and Asia has been so much better, let's just trade Asia this week. You know what I mean? Even RP is doing that. You know, bro. You know it's bad when even RP is trading Asia. That's how you know, bro. Let me see, David. Does your legacy account have like a max payout of like 2K or not? No, it doesn't. For those that don't know, on legacy accounts, after you guys reach the 6 payout goal, it is it 6? No, it's 5. No, 5 or 6. One, I think it's 6. After 5 or 6, yeah, there's no limit. So after you guys on legacy account, only legacy accounts, once you guys surpass 5 payouts or 6, I'm gonna say 6 payouts just to be safe. Once you guys surpass 6 payouts, you can request the entire account if you want to. Well, profit wise, obviously not the 50K, but you get the point. Like everything you've made in profit, you can request it all. No, you can't withdraw 50K. That's not what I meant. Let me see. Blast, based on your experience, do you know when in general the PA comes back to being normal? Dude, once again, it's literally all news driven. If Trump just continues to do tariffs with China, Canada, Iran, war with Iran, the strait is open and closed and open and closed, we're not getting good price action. Until then, we're not gonna get good price action. So the best thing to do is adapt to this market or trade Asia, which it's not all that good either. I mean, what if you can't trade Asia? I can, but would you have to wait it out for these? Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, once again, I don't want to sound like a total douche, but the markets don't give a shit about us. You know what I mean? They don't care if you have to go work or work out or do school during the New York session. It's gonna do whatever it wants. I mean, so if you can't trade Asia, then yeah, you're kind of stuck. You're kind of stuck on trading the bad New York sessions until it gets better, which eventually it will. But yeah, and look at that. Right now we're getting a random pump. Can you guys guess why? VWAP ES. Look at that. Whew. Please just pump up. Thank you. Please, for the love of God, just get me the fuck out of the trade. Yeah, guys, literally perfect bounce off of VWAP, bro. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. NQ's low-key picking up a little bit. So please, for the love of God, just pump up into 243. DCA would have got, yo, no, would have, bro. Let's not encourage it, bro. Come on now. Now, let's not get too excited. We're still at the entry point. Hopefully something happens now and we go straight into the price target, but we go from there. You're still in this, dude. I am too, bro. I'm trying to get the fuck out of this, bro. Would it be dumb to enter if we go, dude? Honestly, no, no, no. David, would you want to run 2K27? I'm good, bro. I don't play that. I don't play 2K27. The last 2K I played was like 16, bro. Like years ago, bro, with my brother. I never played it ever since. Should I play 17? Dude, they're all the same game. Just different graphics, different name. It's literally the same game. 2K is lame. It was pretty good back then, but 17 was not, bro. It literally was, bro. I promise you, it was. There's nothing different, bro. 16 was peak though, dude. The music, the graphics, the time, the vibes. Oh my, that was before stress was even a thing, bro. Please take me back, bro. Oh my gosh. You're not in longs, or you probably got out of break even. I'm assuming, or maybe you never took it. You got some. The sound, yeah, on 16 the soundtrack was good. I'm not lying to you guys. It's gotten way worse. Probably better off not playing. Yeah, literally. No, I took it early and got out 200 points up. I mean, $200 dollars. Honestly, I wish I was the one up $200. I would have been long gone from the markets today. Shit, even give me even break even. I'll get off, bro. Bro, Flock, bro. What is so special about 17, bro? Please enlighten us. Everything? Okay, what's everything? Explain it. Okay, wait. I gotta catch up on YouTube chat. Okay, I understand. I asked because I went short when I entered your live. I saw you long. Yep. No, bro. No issue, bro. Dude, I don't take it to heart, guys. Look, anyone whatever you guys say in the chat, bro. You guys are people from the internet. I will never take it to heart. I don't care. All right, guys. So don't worry, bro. I didn't take it to heart. Now, the reason I longed once again was a hold above the VWAP, really good buying pressure, really good buying momentum. hold above the drawn liquidity for a bullish bias, good MSS model, good higher highs and higher lows. Inverse off the not only the 1 minute, not only the 5 minute, not only the 50 minute, not only the 30 minute, even the 1 hour time frame was inversed. And yet we still don't get any better outcome. It's the same choppy shit. Like, bro, the setup, I promise you guys, look, I cannot stress this enough, so please listen to me. A setup cannot get any better than what we've taken today. Like, what we're in right now, setup-wise, it cannot get any better than this. You can't ask for any other confirmation in this type of setup. We inverse every fair value gap on every time frame. Break up of the VWAP. Good buying pressure, good buy momentum, good bias, good everything. And the trade is we're still at break even, bro. I promise you guys, setup-wise, you cannot ask for anything more in this setup, in this market. You really can't. You had the volume, you had the momentum, you had the fair value gaps with an S, fair value gaps, everything. Still not working. Once again, it did, but on ES, of course. So fingers crossed. Maybe, who knows? Maybe we see green on NQ in the next few minutes, so we can get the hell out of this trade already. I spend so much time on 17, and I'll pick 16 every day of the week. I'm telling you, bro. Is this like Madden waste $70 to throw a ball? It's the same game, just different title. All right, guys. Let's all hold our hands here, please. NQ. Let's all pray together, guys. Please, NQ, just pump up into the price targets. Look, it's already pumping up in 2 candles. Just look, 30 points, 36 points. NQ is all we ask for, guys. Let's hold hands together. It's gotten to this point, bro. We gotta have some fun with it. You know what I mean? My gosh, bro. Holy bless your soul. Yes, I'm still on, bro. I'm trying to get off, bro. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm exhausted. I'm drained. Please just hit the target, for the love of God. And bro, by the way, guys, huge shout out to this fucking VWAP on ES, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was looking losing a lot of hopes of that trade once the fair value gap get inverse on ES, just for it to bounce off the VWAP. Well, let's not get too excited. We haven't hit the targets yet. We can still go down, but you know, we're definitely a step in the right direction with this buying pressure. Can we maintain it? Is a real question. Why is your chart different than Top Step? Last 5 minute was bullish. It is. Oh yeah, bro, you're on YouTube, bro. You're delayed. That's why. The YouTube stream is delayed. Okay, let me catch one on the YouTube chat here. Just one of those rare days, Blast. You're the most cautious trader. I watched that it takes some of the best setups to build accounts. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. Yeah, I will agree. It is definitely one of those days. Once again, this setup cannot get any more perfect than it already is. It's just we're dealing with BS price after we enter. You know what I mean? Yeah, so for anyone in here in the chat, whether you're on YouTube or Discord, if you guys ever imagined what a perfect 10 out of a million out of 10 setup looked like, it's right in front of your face. Anyways, let me see what we got here. David, do you let your wife trade with you? No. She's actually, well, she's not my wife, she's my girlfriend, but I'm too young to get married. Maybe. Maybe. Anyways, no, I actually tell her, I'm like, dude, do anything else. Let me do the hard part, which is trading. Let me do that, and then you could do real estate. You could do whatever. You could do, I don't know, do whatever you want. Nails, do whatever. I'll do the hard thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. And that goes for everyone in my family. Even my mom tried to get into trading, and I'm like, nah. Let me do that, and then, you know, if I make money, then I'll buy my mom anything. You know what I mean? But no, I don't want anyone in my family to get into trading. And my aunt tells my cousins, like, hey, learn from him and everything. I tell him, no, it's not worth the stress, bro. I mean, if they want to do it, who am I to tell them no? You know what I mean? I'll teach them. But it's stressful as fuck. It is stressful, bro. I don't want my family going through this, bro. So that's what I always say, man. Like, shout out to you guys trying to make this trading thing work. I'm sure you guys are going to make it work with time and effort. But man, is it a journey, bro? Is it a journey? What was that pump? It's gone. The pump, it's gone. It's gone. Now we're probably going to go back into chopping up at the 180s. Why are you telling people not to do it if you're so profitable? I'm not saying not to do it, but if you, okay, look, if I'm the one that's making money in the family, right? And my cousins or my mom or my aunt need something, I would much rather have them ask me rather than have them go through such a pain to make it work. Now, if they want to, if they really really like trading and they tried it out and they like it, I'll teach them. You know what I mean, but if they're just doing it just to do it, just because I'm doing it, then no. I rather just tell them like just do something else. If you need help, you let me know. You know what I mean? Because yeah, although I am profitable and although I do make money from the markets, like from the payouts, like a pretty good amount, it's really fucking hard and it's not certain. You know what I mean? Thankfully, I'm in a position where I'm blessed. You know, with we're dumping. Surprise, surprise. Look at that. With Discord and all that stuff. But dude, it's hard. It's a hard career. I will tell you guys. Now, why are we spiking up in volume? Not only with the pump, but now we're dumping. Our luck. You know what I mean? I'm assuming some news is coming out. Oh, that's right. Bezant. Fuck. That's why we're pumping, guys. Um, yeah, that makes sense. But that's right. I literally said he wasn't gonna make the markets move, and he actually is doing just that. For those that don't know, we have 1 p.m. Orange for the news. Treasury Sec Bezant speaks, and he's actually saying here, trying to buy Iran's appeasement will no longer work. I don't even know. I didn't even know that was a word. But he just said that right now, and the market just took a little heavy dump there. Bezin, 2 minutes ago, every country should be prepared to face U.S. sanctions if they support Iran. Ooh. So a lot of China and Iran talks, it seems like, guys. So yeah, in the meantime, while Bezin talks, please just say something bullish for Blast. For Blast, always just pump us up just temporarily so we can take profits and then do whatever you want. But yeah, it does seem like Bezin is speaking, guys. All right. He's just talking about U.S. sanctions, China and Iran. Mostly on Iran. Trying to buy Iran's appeasement will no longer work. Whatever that means. But please, Basim, just say something bullish, please. All we ask for. Someone said, I've never been into politics until I had my first Diddy candle. We've all been there, bro. Blast, David, can I get a 10K to get a car? Maybe in the future, bro. Maybe if I really make it to the point where I'm making like 100K a day, like Lonto, then I'll probably buy someone a car. Maybe a giveaway, 10K car. A little beat up Beamer from Facebook. David, this is part of the game. You always come back. Oh, I'm still in the trade. But it's frustrating, dude. Like this market is so annoying, bro. And now we got to deal with news. So God knows what that's gonna do now. Maybe we don't. Maybe we pump. We don't know. It's all in the hands of Mr. Bezin here. He's the one who's actually moving the markets with his speech right now. So if we get a random dump, don't even be surprised. Just be glad that you're out of the trade. We'll come back later. If we pump, then we make profits. Everyone will be happy ever. Going forward. Blast, do you ever cut your losses while in a trade? Not really. I usually have my stop loss for a reason. All right. Anything else is noise. So yeah, although we're a little bit annoyed that we're in a little bit of drawdown right now, the trick can still reverse because it's still valid. Although I don't have the highest hopes for it due to the chop, but you get the point. But yeah, right now it seems like everything is just news driven at the moment. So whatever he says is just gonna make the markets do its, it's gonna make the markets react. I really hope you pump up, bro. I really hope we didn't hold the trade for 2 hours and be super frustrated throughout this whole trade just to get stopped out due to a news candle. But if that happens, like I said, I'll just come back. Like I said, guys, starting today or tonight, I'm probably just gonna try to main the Asia session. If we get a trade during Asia, I'm not gonna bother with the New York session. If we don't get a trade during Asia, I'll just try the New York session the next day. I think that's gonna be the next best game plan to do right now. Because dude, I promise you guys, I cannot do another day trading this New York session. It's been shit every single day for the last month, bro. So we're targeting this new low here. Yes, is going back into the VWAP and they broke it. Yeah. Everything here is probably news driven right now. I'm probably gonna get stopped out of this trade anyways. I don't see anything to get out of this fucking market. Like I said, I'm gonna main the Asia session for this week. At least I'm gonna try it. And then if we trade the New York session, guys, I'm probably just gonna do ES. Because I really can't keep doing NQ if it's gonna keep moving like this. See, my sub still sits at 136. But I don't have the highest hopes for this trade, to be honest, especially with this chop. It's really a 50-50. Even if it plays out, I probably won't even be happy with it. Although the setup is there, but still. It's just such a frustrating trade to just deal with. Let me just put it here for the alert if I get stopped out. Shit. Yeah, look at that. News driven dump. Nice. After a pump, by the way. The fuck was that? Yeah, once again, guys, my stop is placed at 136. If it gets stopped out, I'm done for the day, bro. Like I said, I'm just probably gonna main Asia. It's annoying too. Like, dude, like do you guys understand? I'm probably keeping my cool right now, like through the voice, like while you guys hear my voice. But dude, I am mad, bro. Like I'm frustrated. I'm more annoyed more than anything. It's bullshit, bro. And then obviously to top it off, the cherry on top, just news driven candle straight into our stop loss. Let's see if we hit 136, but we probably will. I'm so annoyed, bro. You guys don't understand, bro. And I get it. Losses come around and everything, but bro, this shouldn't have been a loss, bro. It really shouldn't have been. It's just so annoying, dude. I'm just waiting to get stopped out. It's right there. Where can you see the interview or speech? It's on Twitter. You can just find everything through Walter Bloomberg. That's where I'm finding it. I'm just waiting to get stopped out. Yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah, I'm off, guys. Once again, I apologize for today, bro. The setups were amazing and they worked out just on fucking ES, like usual. Very, very frustrating, guys. If you're frustrated, just imagine me, bro. 2 hours in this fucking trade for nothing, bro. But yeah, bro, I'm gonna get off. I'll come back for Asia if it looks any better. But if we trade the New York session tomorrow, guys, it would be for we're gonna do ES. I'm not doing anything no more. But yeah, guys, once again, I apologize for today, man. But really frustrating. Really, really frustrating. You want to vomit? Imagine me, bro. Like, we had such a good setup, and it's just it worked out, but just it never works on NQ. It just doesn't make sense. But yeah, for now, guys, I'm gonna go eat some food, bro. I really hope we didn't get bottom ticked. Even if we did, it's whatever. Like, I don't really care. I want to get out of this trade anyways. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go make some food. I'm gonna go rest mentally, and I'll come back later for Asia, like around 8 p.m. EST. If it picks up, hopefully we have some setups to trade by then. But I mean, we do. Yeah, we for sure do. We have some gaps here and everything. As long as we can claim a good bias, we can trade Asia. But for now, guys, I'm off, dude. I'm not trading this shit. Yeah, it's a rough session, dude. Hopefully Asia's better, but I'm off this. Peace, guys. I'll see you guys soon, man. Hopefully we get a good winning trade for Asia so we can make everything back and more. But in the meantime, I'm not touching this, bro. All right, guys. I'll see you guys then. All right, guys. Peace.